have a lovely guest with us today, Miss Allison Kay.
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for showing up in pajamas.
Yes.
Thank
And
you
really
for
cool ones,
telling
too.
me to wear them.
Juicy, and they're pink.
What?
And they're like
Juicy on them?
soft.
They are so
Damn, dude.
juicy.
Better
I'm gonna need
than
the
your
link.
sweatshirt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Speaking of mine.
Oh yeah, let's take
He's
a
in the
look.
festive mood, guys.
Ooh.
So, I don't know if you all remember, but it was just a few short weeks ago that Vic said, nope, Christmas hasn't started yet. It starts the day after Thanksgiving. And guess what? As we're recording this, it's the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes,
So,
it really is.
I'm
So happy
dreaming
Thanksgiving, everybody, as well.
of a Dwight Christmas.
Let's say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, too. I hope
Did we say
everybody...
it last week?
I don't remember.
Happy Thanksgiving if we didn't say it last
Yeah.
week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We're terrible with that.
We've got our first guest.
Yes.
I know, it's amazing. We're
Who's
so happy.
Got significantly more radio and audio experience than we do, actually.
Oh, yes. Very much more.
Well,
Because
I'm
you work at the
excited
radio
to be
station.
here. Yes, I do work at a radio station.
Do you like doing that?
I love it. So growing up, I always knew what I wanted to do. Some people don't know, and I was just
I
like,
have no idea.
I'm doing it. Well, actually, I was watching QVC with my grandma and my mom, and I was like, I love what they do. I want to do that. And then I still say, like, I'm going to be on QVC because, like, I'm just going to.
I
I
love
can
it.
100% see that easily.
Oh, me too.
Everyone always says that. Yeah. It'd
I
be
could
a lot
definitely
of
see it.
fun. So, like, entertainment news and all that fun
Hey, you
stuff.
got to start
too.
out somewhere. And where you're starting out is amazing.
Aw,
So,
thank
oh
you.
my
It is
God, I
so
love
much
it.
fun. I really love it.
How did you get
Everything
into
about it? So I went to school, like college at Orange
Okay.
County Community College.
Okay.
And then because I couldn't get into
OCC.
Oswego, I tried 4 times to get into Oswego. My grades were not good enough. And then I finally got into Oswego, and then I went there for broadcasting, and then I came back to the Hudson Valley, and then I was working at another radio station, and then now I'm at Town Square. So I'm like very happy to be at Town Square. But there were so many like trial and errors and different steps I had to take to get where I had to be. Like
Little bumps in the road.
yeah, and I started at like the lowest of low and just doing horrible work to get where I want to be.
Okay, do tell. Please do tell. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so where I used to work, I worked in like quote unquote promotions, but it was like street team and out on the road and doing all that stuff of carrying all the heavy equipment late at night by myself at all these bars. And it was just not ideal. Like I just didn't like it, but I knew I had to do it in order to get my foot in the door to do what I want to do to get where I want
The
to be.
grunt work of it all.
Yes, exactly. So that went on for like 2 years, but at the same time, I was able to like start in radio and have like people help me. And then I was doing my thing, and then I saw the opening at Town Square, and I was like, I'm going there. I love it there, and it's really great. Like it's
That's really
super
awesome.
empowering. Like my bosses are cool. I get to do what I want, and I just grow and grow.
That's good that your work environment is very friendly and that you like that too, because that's a big part of wanting to stay.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Where you
'Cause
work.
it is such like a cutthroat industry.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah, so it's great to like be somewhere where everybody's like super supportive and they just want you to grow, and like
Yeah.
I get to do more and more stuff
that's
like all the
awesome.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds so inviting.
Oh, it is. I
I
like
love it.
want that
It's
for
funny,
everybody.
And I don't think any of you know this, but I actually had an internship at a radio station as a late night radio or internet radio DJ.
No.
Really?
For like 2
Not
months.
know
It's where I
this.
absolutely learned that I do not belong in front of a camera or in front of a microphone or
JP on the ones and twos?
So back in this was like 2000, 2001. There was NewYorkLiveRadio.com. It was in New Paltz. It was like streaming radio was a thing, like just kind of starting then. And I had a media internship where I went there, and I was, they come up with the software and they say, okay, you gotta do this little announcement and things like that. And I would just freeze up, even though it wasn't actually live at the time. And I'm like, yes, enough for me.
That's enough for me.
Hey, but here you are doing what you like to do when you want to do it.
Notice there are no cameras facing this way.
True, because I
Exactly.
feel
Yes.
like when I was
Yes.
watching the videos, I was like, who is he? Where is he? Why? I want to
The
see him. So
mysterious.
you might have to show him because at some point somebody may
Eventu-
want to see you.
Eventually.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, who is he? Unless if you keep him a mystery like Marshmallow.
Gotta buy another camera, but eventually we'll get there.
Any excuse to buy another camera.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already
Especially on your
deeply
guys'
regretting
part.
wearing this. I love it, but like
Hot?
I was gonna say, I'm like kind of like you've been driving here. I
mean,
like,
it gets hot down
a
here, but I look like I got attacked by a bottle of syrup right now.
It's warmer than usual down here.
We usually have like the fan and
right?
AC on, but it's loud.
I think
so
I brought all the
mic picks it up.
energy.
You did. You just brought such warm vibes.
Like, there you go. It's so hot here.
Exactly. Well, anyway, now that we've got all the intro stuff out of the way, first, Vic, can we get an earring check?
Oh, yes. So today I'm wearing my clouds with thunderstorm, like lightning bolt things because I was feeling a little under the weather today. And wasn't, But I'm okay now. So
wow, I love them.
Thank you. Yeah, I do different earrings every week. Like next week I'll probably wear my shrimp ones. I have a shrimp one.
Okay, very nice.
Here y'all go. I don't know which camera to look at now.
Yeah, I was gonna
All
ask
of
you which
them.
one should we be looking at.
Look at all of them at the
All
exact
of
same
them,
time with 3 eyes. Damn. See, she gets all her earrings off of Shein.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way,
I love that he knows about that.
Yeah.
oh, she put me on.
Yep.
I put an
You
order
buy-
in.
Really? What did you buy?
I bought like some accessories, like some necklaces and some bracelets,
Okay.
and a couple of T-shirts. And she was like, "Just be warned, it takes a while for them to come in." But
Told
last
them
week
the
I was
shipping
like,
takes forever.
I was like, Vic, they already said they shipped out. No, they're like, "Oh, we shipped your item." And then when you go to the tracking, it's like pre-shipment label. We're still waiting on the item,
Really?
and they're still waiting on the item. So
yeah, when did you say it was supposed to be in by?
well, to be fair, it's not yet. They told me by December 2nd.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess
Okay.
that
It might
that's
come.
still not gonna happen.
Did they
It might.
specify which December?
Oh.
2023 probably, knowing my luck.
So they usually don't update the labels. So you'll probably get it, and then 2 days later, it'll probably be like delivered. It does that. It does that.
I think
don't
I'm
know
the
why.
only person in the world that has never ordered from them.
Really?
I don't know. I've always wanted to, but then I saw
can be a
things
hit
that
or
were
miss.
like, I broke out from wearing this shirt, or there
Yeah.
was a bug
She
in
said,
this
"You
shirt.
gotta check the reviews."
Or
Yeah,
there was like
definitely
some
do.
crazy quote unquote messages.
On the tags, yeah, I was worried about that because I bought quite a bit of stuff, and then that all started to surface. But
Yeah.
like, I checked all my stuff. I personally haven't seen anything.
Okay, that's good.
And ever since, I just buy the earrings.
You're
They're
like,
only
I'm gonna
$1.
just do this and be
Yeah,
safe.
literally.
Not be involved in anything, just buy accessories.
Exactly that.
Imagine like all the reviews. Like I order my thing, and I'm like, I tried this necklace, and my arm fell off.
Stop.
Or something like that. That'd be crazy though.
That
wouldn't
would be crazy. They do have some crazy reviews. I'm like, I'm just gonna not.
it? I just take
I'm
like
gonna
a
just
180
stay away
picture. I'm
from
like,
that.
thanks, Shein.
Yeah, let me know how all your stuff goes. I'm sure it'll
Yeah,
be great.
when I get it next year, I'll let you know.
Next year.
I'll let you know how that goes. All right, boom. Let's get into it. JP, producer JP.
So now that we're
And
you know
rough.
already talking about fashion and things like that,
Yeah.
so what are you guys what are you guys' opinions? Have you seen this Balenciaga ad that went viral and had a whole big backlash about? I guess they were doing like some bondage stuff with a teddy bear and kids.
Mm-hmm. Now that's out of context sounds horrific
Yeah.
and criminal, but let me explain.
Yes,
So
please do.
for those of you who didn't see, okay, and I just sent you all the picture. So there's like this Balenciaga ad, this little girl in this Balenciaga outfit, and she has a teddy bear that has
Not just one, it's two. There was two pictures
yes,
of.
two separate pictures, and the
Two
teddy bear
different
has like what appears to be bondage. Now here's the thing. When I first saw it, I like innocently was like, "Oh, okay, like teddy bear." Like I had similar thoughts as you. I was like, "Oh, it's like a emo like goth thing."
Yeah.
I don't know, like a punk
I didn't
rock
even really
thing.
even notice it that I had any like straps or
Yes.
anything on. I'm like,
Exactly.
all right.
The one picture, it was like fishnet stockings with some like, I don't know, like some leather strap, like, I don't know, something like you wear like a bracelet.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I didn't really think anything of it. But the second picture, it did have like the leather with like the ring, and I can kind of see that being like more of a like sexual thing because that's more of like a bondage thing for sure. But I can see it also being an emo thing as well, and I don't
See,
I
you're
don't know.
open-minded.
Yeah. So I see it both ways.
But I
all
didn't
the way
think
around.
of it like that. And my thought was like, wait, what kind of people are immediately bringing their mind to this?
Yeah.
But then it's one of those things where then you think that and you're like, okay. And here's the interesting piece that there's another layer. There's a third image of like documents on the table that Balenciaga posted as like part of this ad. And one of the documents is a court document from a court case involving child pornography.
Really?
So when I saw that, I was like,
My thing
It's
about
almost like
it
I don't want to
all-
know. I don't want to see it.
Exactly. Without context. My thing about it all, when I think about it, to the end of it all, when you really get down to the nitty gritty, who is in charge of Balenciaga?
Right.
Adults. Why would you be putting that out if you know people are going to feel a certain type of way?
Yes.
And what
Right.
are you trying to portray? If you were a child, you wouldn't think anything of that. You wouldn't even make
Yeah.
something like that.
I didn't even when I saw it.
What was their intentions? And their intentions probably weren't good.
Yeah,
Because they're adults.
That's
So.
right.
Who saw that? I just want to know who
Yeah.
was looking at that, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, that's the one."
Yeah.
Send that shit
Probably
out,
like
Instagram right now.
TikTok investigators.
Like,
you
you
know,
could
right? How they
put
like
that on an
investigate
adult.
everything. It's just like normal people that look around for stuff, and then
Yeah.
things just spiral and they keep
Yeah.
going and
Oh,
going
yeah.
and going.
You can get a whole story out of something.
Yeah, right. I wonder how that really came about.
The thing that I wish would come out of this, but it won't because everybody's gonna be mad for the rest of this week, and then we'll move on to something else because that's
Yep.
the American way. But I wish we would talk more about because, like, okay, I get that, but like, have you seen Barbie dolls or like
True.
clothes or like a lot of other toys?
But they could have put
True.
that outfit on an older person.
Oh
and
no,
then
for
done
sure,
that.
no, that shouldn't have happened. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, there's a lot of other stuff happening.
Like
Yeah.
the
And
LOL
we need to-
dolls. Does anybody remember those?
LOL dolls?
I don't
you don't
think
remember
so.
that? Like it's like the LOL dolls that you can put underwater, or like you can take like they change clothes or
Dolls
something
made to
like
be
that, and
drowned.
like they had like lingerie printed on them. or
Really?
whatever, apparently like that. Yeah, I saw that a few years back. I think that was like during the pandemic. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah, they weren't it. So
Yeah,
I guess not.
And then their response was like an apology, just written on Instagram
Really?
story. Literally, they were just like,
What,
"We're so sorry."
Balenciaga?
They made like a response.
Yeah.
I didn't
And,
know
yeah,
that.
and they
Yeah.
retracted the whole ad. They said, no, we should have done this. And, of course, after the backlash and after,
Yeah, after
when
they realized.
when they had to respond to it. But, they still sat, there was still a board meeting somewhere where they sat around, who knows how many people, 5, 10, 12 people in the room. And we're sitting there like, yeah, this is a great idea. Let's do this.
Yeah.
don't do that. Yeah.
Send it out. Let's do
Not
this.
it.
Wow.
That's not it.
I didn't realize that they made a response because now it's even like.
And then there was more. Then there was another
Guilty.
piece of this.
Yeah.
This story's got some layers here. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a fucked up onion.
Yeah.
There was another piece of it, which is that like then the dad of the girl came out and was like, "I didn't see anything wrong. She had a great time." It's like, well, duh, she's a kid. She has no idea what the hell
she
is
knows
going
what's going
on.
on. Yeah.
So like that didn't make it any better. And then all people were pissed off at the dad, and I was like, "Yikes!"
So
dude.
what even
Whoa.
was? Do you know what even the product was
No.
that they were advertising?
Oh,
Nope.
yeah, that's right.
So,
what was
like,
the product?
was a kid even necessary?
Yeah.
For-
That was
for
my
an advertisement?
that was my point of like saying that they could have put it on.
Never
an
mind
adult.
that
Yeah.
90% of Balenciaga is
Well, I know
Not
she had
necessary
Balenciaga
anyway.
shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes on for sure. Because you could tell they're all funky looking. They look like a fucking transformer. on your feet.
they're one of those brands that exists purely to separate people from their money.
Yeah.
It's like Ethan, so we have a friend Ethan who was he's like one of those hype beast guys, has a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
Supreme stuff and Balenciaga. He has these Balenciaga shoes that if you didn't tell me that they were $600-700 sneakers, I would have figured you got them at Payless. But
Really?
yeah, they
Yeah.
exist,
I've only
so
seen people with like shirts on.
it's like
that say
$30
it.
or $40 shoes that they're selling for $600-700.
Oh my goodness.
because they have the name on them.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
like Supreme
brand.
and some of these other
Yeah.
brands.
It's just
Yeah,
branding.
see, me, first of all, I can't afford to be dressing like that.
Can't afford
I
Even
can-
if I
can
had the
hardly-
money, I don't want to
Yeah,
be spending my
right.
money on that.
I wouldn't.
I can
either.
hardly afford to have an opinion on anything Balenciaga does. So, but that is my opinion. Is that it was some weird stuff
I
going on.
definitely think
Not
it's
it.
strange.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
something's off about it.
Yeah.
I'm not with it.
Something. Yeah. not with it.
Balenciaga, what the fuck?
Yeah, so it's just one of those
Do
things. Like
tell.
it's one of those like the whole trend of just over expensive things just to be expensive and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get money.
It just I don't know, it's silly to me. But I've always been a more practical person. I'm a month away from being 40. I've already settled into my like old man shoes. I got my my New Balances.
Your
and everything,
Skechers?
so-
I love that.
Skechers, New
I
Balance,
have
whatever.
Dr.
Oh,
Scholl's shoes like that I
Dude,
brought today.
nothing goes harder than Air Monarchs. The Nike Air Monarchs, those
I
white
don't know
with
what
the
that
blue.
is.
I feel
If
like
you've
I know
ever
what that is.
seen a white man over 40 years old mowing a lawn, he was wearing Air Monarchs.
Oh my
100%
Was it the
guaranteed.
white shoes with like the air
Yep.
bubble? Okay.
She knows
I
already.
do know. I do know.
Them Air Monarchs, them things are tough though, man. You could fucking do anything.
They
in
wouldn't be
those.
white for long once they're mowing the grass, though.
True.
Yeah.
I think you could walk through hell in a pair of Air Monarchs and come out perfectly
Yeah?
fine. So, yeah, they're like indestructible. I'm pretty, and they're like $40.
I'm dead.
I
You
remember
don't-
back in the day with my LA gear.
Dude,
High
LA
tops.
gear.
Oh,
LA gear.
now
was
I'm
it.
trying to remember what I used to wear. What
Oh,
sneakers I
I'll
wore.
tell you, who remembers? Do you guys remember Dave and Barry's and like the Starbury shoes and stuff like that?
No.
It was right in the
No,
plaza
I
right
don't
over here in
either.
Kingston.
No.
You remember that? Ah, yeah, Dave and Barry. So basically, I actually thought it was really cool. Dave and Barry's was like a whole.
I didn't get out much. I lived in Kerhonkson.
That's true. Yeah, you lived up in the mountains.
Yeah.
It was like a whole store specifically with like athletic wear made to be like affordable. So Stephon Marbury, who used to be a basketball player in the Knicks, popular player, he made like shoes that were like $25, like $30. And me and a bunch of other people used to wear this stuff all the time, and I loved it while it was here. And did I get made fun of? Yes.
Aww.
Did I still get people to start wearing Starburys? Also, yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Trendsetter.
I'm a trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fashion icon, bro. If you want to look homeless, just check out my wardrobe, and I easily throw together an Amazon list for you. It'll cost you like $20.
Love that. That might
Whole
be like
outfit.
actually a look now because when
Well,
I'm out, I
Kanye
do
does
see.
it.
True.
And that guy, you know that guy is really smart and sane.
Yeah. Smart, insane.
Wait,
Smart
Adam
and
Sandler?
sane. I was being Adam
Sandler.
Sandler.
I love him. Wait. I
Where the
literally
hell
love
did Adam
Adam
Sandler
Sandler.
come
We were talking about dressing like comfy and like a bum.
I like
Oh, yeah.
literally love
Yeah.
him. Like I would marry him.
I
Like
love him too.
it's so funny. I always talk about how I would marry him. It's so weird that you just said that.
Yeah,
He's
I think Adam
amazing.
Sandler's
I love
awesome.
all of his movies. Oh my god.
Me
I also love
too.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's my dad.
I love Jim
Like,
Carrey.
Not literally,
Like,
but like
Acts like him, or like you want him to be your.
I
dad?
want him to be my dad. Yeah.
Dad or daddy?
No, dad. Like
That was going to be my
father.
question.
Father. Like a
it's
father.
That was my question.
Father
figure.
figure.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
he's like my
important
dad.
distinction.
When he was younger, he was definitely beautiful. But no, more like a dad.
Wow. Yeah. See, Adam Sandler, I would just marry him. Like I don't think of him as a
Jump right
dad. I
on
just
that.
like think he's really cute, and I like his personality.
You'd
Yeah,
just
he
be
has a
like,
great
here's my ring
personality.
size.
Yes, exactly. It's
Take
his
it.
personality though, probably because he acts so chill and like down to
Yes.
earth.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
that's why I like him. I think.
I don't blame you one
I
bit.
think.
All right. Jim Carrey or Tim Allen in all of his television shows. You don't remember from last week. She already forgot. What's the show that you're watching with Tim Allen?
Oh, sorry. You said Tim Allen, and I was thinking about like
Wait, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
it
now
is.
you're gaslighting me right now. I'm like, am I crazy?
No, I just
Come
got
on,
confused.
It's been a solid week. You think she remembers last
My
night?
brain was computing.
Aw.
And no, for Dad,
What's
I
the
don't
show
know.
called again?
Last Man Standing.
Yes,
Everybody
I've
check out
watched
Last Man
that.
Standing with
It's so
Tim Allen.
good. I'm still watching
Wait,
it.
you watch it too?
I was
I
watching
have
it in the
watched
parking
it.
lot.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
I think that's
I
a
don't
great
know.
show.
Right? I just love anything with Tim Allen, and he's also
Yeah.
another good actor.
Yeah.
I don't know, both of them? Can I have both of them be my dad?
I mean,
Just when
yeah,
you say that, I'm
dude.
not thinking of a father figure. Like I don't know why.
your mind's in the gutter, and I can really appreciate that.
Me too.
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
it.
Father figure.
Usually my mind's in the gutter too, but today apparently it's not. Shockingly.
I don't know where mine is, but it's here somewhere.
Yeah. It's like all over
You
the
said
place
Adam
right now.
Sandler, and I'm just
You were
like,
like,
ding, 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 ding.
Daddy.
Yeah, that triggered something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
literally.
triggered something for you for
It
sure.
really did.
I can appreciate that.
Now, if we said like Leonardo DiCaprio or something,
That's when I'm like, Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, if I was gonna be gay, bro, Leo all day.
I love that you
100%.
can admit that because some guys
Oh,
can't.
Yeah,
And that's
100%.
I see. I appreciate that.
100%. You know what's funny is that
being
like
real.
so this is how I know. Okay, for all you people out there who are like, sexuality is a choice. It's not, because let me tell you, I've pondered it. I've sat there and been like, could I be gay? And I couldn't. But sometimes I've wished.
Really?
Sometimes I feel like being gay could be a little easier.
I don't know.
Really? Easier.
I feel like if you are a relatively, stable man, you're not an insecure person, you could admit when you see another man as being attractive.
Oh, easily, dude. I got some guy crushes for sure.
Okay, so
That's
who?
okay.
Oh boy. Well, it used to be. All right, now let me just preface this. It used to be.
Frank Ocean.
No, it used to be Trey Songz,
Oh,
but he's gotten into some
I can
fishy,
see that.
less than admirable stuff. So he's no longer on that list.
Okay.
But yeah, so Trey, Leo for sure.
I love that you say that. Like,
Damn, I feel like there's one that I just can't think of right now, but there's been a couple. I'll be like, oh yeah, he's that dude looks good.
all right.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, young
course.
Chris Breezy.
I
Yeah, I
love
mean
it.
that one's a given. Yeah.
Yeah.
My one friend Brienne, I was about to say Brian. Listen,
Brian.
I'm high as shit.
At least you admit it.
What else is new?
Her and I are about to get
That's
high as
just-
shit too next week.
That's just standard practice at this point.
You heard me earlier too. I couldn't speak for shit.
Oh yeah, but that's nothing.
You're
out of the
doing
ordinary.
really great now.
Yeah, but just give it time.
I was gonna say, we're still early.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so
I
There it
thought
is.
that's what we were
There
talking
it
about
is.
too.
Picture of Vic, baby.
she is so in love with Chris Brown. She was like,
Still?
oh my god.
Even
so
like
after all that, she's like, slap me. I'm like, oh my god, get out of here. I will.
Whoa.
Oh,
when you
damn.
said that, for some reason, just reminded me of Nick Cannon having a million kids.
Oh, don't even get me
I don't
started
know
on
why
that.
I thought of that.
All these
But
celebrities.
that was like the one thing I Googled that I was actually interested in. He has
It's
like
like 11,
12,
right?
right? Yeah. But like
when
with
12
like,
now, I'm pretty sure.
but like one with one and then the other one's on the way or something. So like, are all the women okay with him just like recreating?
12 baby moms.
Did you guys see the meme where it's like we found evidence of what all humans will look like when everybody is all and it's just a picture of him.
Oh no, I did
'Cause
not
we're all
see
gonna
that.
be
But
descendants
yeah,
of Nick Cannon at some
wouldn't
point.
doubt it.
I think I saw him write something on Instagram that about God and reproducing, and I don't really know much what he was saying, but I'm like, is that why he's doing it, or is he doing it because he can?
I think
like,
it's
Look,
both.
yes,
Some-
right.
Some guys will say anything just to.
validate
Oh, tell me more. I want to hear.
it. Yeah. See, they're giving us the juice.
Yeah, right. I love hearing from other guys about
Can't
other
be letting
dudes.
out all the
It's
secrets.
Great, so
Just
great.
cannot put us all on blast. I don't care. Anyway,
I like
what's
how I
next,
said the
JP?
juice.
Yeah,
I meant to say
right.
tea. You know what? Tea, juice. It's all the same.
It's so fun. All right, this happens every week, right? You'll make a mistake, and I'll just let it go. and
They'll
then she'll
call
be
me
like-
out.
She'll be like,
They
no.
will call me out. Will y'all not call me out? Because I know y'all call me out, but it's okay if you call me out.
Really?
Well, they don't need to 'cause you
People
do it
will call
yourself.
you out.
No.
Probably not.
Oh,
She will call herself out.
I'm just, that's my one insecurity.
Alexa, play My Own Worst Enemy by Lit.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's
Yeah.
next?
So the next question I got for you guys today is so what do you think one trend that's a current trend that is going to be embarrassing for us 5 years from now?
I'll go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, admittedly, I haven't thought much on this one, so
I've got mine.
TikTok dances.
Stole mine.
Well, you can say like something else on TikTok, but I feel like no judgment. But I think we will be really embarrassed.
Oh,
Yeah,
we already
Even
know. I
like
already
next
am.
year, I think
Yeah.
we're gonna just be embarrassed looking back at it. Like,
The secondhand embarrassment is strong already.
yes, yeah, it really is. I'm trying to think of anything else from
But the
TikTok.
crazy part though is when I see one of those, I'm like, oh, this shit is horrendous. And then I click the comments and people are like they're loving it. They're like, this is great, 100, 100, 100. And I'm like,
my God.
really? This is like people are, dude, I'm used to like fucking Michael Jackson, Usher, Chris Brown.
Yes,
I want
was
to see
just
somebody
listening
stomp
to
the yard or
Usher.
something. And these people are like,
Yes.
And then it's literally
if I
all
uploaded
the
this
same
TikTok right now, it would go
ones,
viral.
too. They're all the same.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a few different
Yes.
ones, and they'll you'll all right. So like this week, it's everybody's doing the sturdy or whatever the hell it is.
I'm glad you know. I
know,
don't even know that.
And then they go. They're all the same. It's their same stuff recycled over and over again, and I don't see the point.
Yeah.
I don't see
Yeah.
the point.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think much about this, but I have. I feel like it's already kind of come and gone. But I think that the whole hoverboard thing, I'm already embarrassed about that. And what I'm more embarrassed about is the fact that I'm mad.
Talking
that I
about
never
the
owned
one that like is on the two
Yeah.
wheels. that you
Because
stand
first of
on?
all, dude, it doesn't
That's what we're
hover.
talking about.
Yeah.
It doesn't hover.
It's
all right?
wheeling around.
It's
Yeah, we got one of those for my son for like I don't know his 10th birthday or
and
something.
they're like $500. The kids are like, get me one, and then they fall
Yeah,
for one.
$500?
Like, fuck this.
Yeah, they were expensive.
That's
now
how
they
much
dropped
you
in
paid?
price.
Somewhere around there, maybe $300-$400.
Yeah.
maybe.
Wow.
No, thanks.
I mean, in all fairness, I mean, my son was zipping all around the place. And,
You're like,
That's it.
tire
He was
him
his
out.
ass.
That's a win for you.
yeah, he was great on it, but he never wanted to go outside with it because we live in the middle of nowhere, so it's like no sidewalks or
Dirt
anything.
road.
So we're just terrorizing the cats, just zipping around the living room. Back and forth.
Aw, cats. I could talk about that for hours.
Oh, dude, she had some cat earrings on.
Oh my
actually,
God.
twice. I think.
Yes,
Really?
I actually think I might have them in my purse. I'll just show you after.
You
There's
just keep that thing on you?
I keep most of them. I forget to take them out.
So I think this isn't like a current trend, and you guys may have a pair of them. So not trying to offend you, but
I hope I do.
Crocs.
Oh, dude.
I think
I
that
actually
Crocs.
don't. I actually
I
don't.
don't know. I feel like a couple years from now, I'll be like, why did we do
I'm
that?
Nah, let me tell you something about Crocs. And I know that this man over here is going to back me up on this. I don't
Croc
even
gang.
own. I own Crocs. They're fake Crocs.
Oh.
Right? But
Bruh.
let me tell you, the utility use of a pair of Crocs,
real ones. They're comfy.
bro. Check it. What do you want to do? You got it. You got run errands. Put them in sport mode. Flip the fucking thing. Put them in sport mode. You could play. The things I've seen people do in Crocs. If you were to compile a list of things people can do in Crocs and things people cannot do in Crocs, the things people cannot do in Crocs would be a way shorter list.
Yeah?
Tell me something you can't do in a pair of Crocs.
See, I don't know because I refuse to buy them. I don't like the way they
I
look.
was that
I
way,
was just like,
and then I bought my first
Everybody
pair,
usually is.
and,
You resisted at
Now I
first.
love them. Now I love them.
JP, resident Croc expert.
Really?
I have like almost every color.
Do you
I'm
really?
Squarely on the side of Crocs. So I mean, as is probably apparent, don't really give a crap about what I look like. I don't care if I get the looks. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, my wife ran a dog rescue, so I was constantly running around in the mud and dog shit in the yard and all this kind of stuff. And the ability to just hose them off and, not worry about
True.
it. And then the fact that I've super wide feet, so
Yep.
I can't shop at normal stores. I have to buy stuff online, so they fit no matter what. They're comfortable. They're supportive.
You're selling Crocs to me.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can sell you
You
on
can
some
get them in
Crocs.
any
Once you
color.
get
You can get them
past-
lined. You can get little jewelry
you can
things
bl-
for
yeah, you
them.
can bling them up.
Accessories.
Yeah, the gibbets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have all
Gibbets,
these little
dude.
things
They're
that go
called
in them.
gibbets.
Once you get past the way they look, that's really the only hang up. You'll love them.
I don't think
Check
I'll
this.
ever do it.
Check
I
this.
feel like
Ready?
that's a deja vu, too.
With one single pair of Crocs, okay, you can do this. You can have a day that goes like this. You wake up, you clock in for your shift at the hospital as a nurse. Great for nurses, okay? You
Yes.
come home, you change, you want to relax. It's summertime, you want to do a little cliff jumping. Crocs.
No
because
way.
they're waterproof. They'll stay on
Yes.
your feet.
They're
You
really
need you
good for
need
the
shoes
water,
to jump off a cliff, right? Cliff jumping. Get out, go home. You want to relax a little bit. Walking around the house with them, totally fine. They're comfortable. And then, you want to just go
Walking in
grab a
them
bite
when
to
they're
eat?
wet though sucks.
Well, yeah, but they dry off though. So
Yeah,
that's
they
when you
do
come home,
dry
let
off
them
pretty
off.
quick. Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat with some friends. Okay, cool, no problem. Boom, go do that. And then, the next day, what? You want to bartend? You want a waitress on the weekend for a little extra money? Crocs.
They are really comfy.
You could do
They-
all that.
Huh, see,
They're
I
good
knew
back
that
with
you
one
guys
pair
would
of
be for it. And I'm
Crocs.
like,
That's okay though. It's
Crocs
okay,
are
though.
here
Not
to
everybody's
stay.
for
are
them,
they? So you don't think in 5 years we'll be like, ew, why do we wear that?
You know what I
I
think?
mean, you got to remember too that first of all, Crocs are a type of clog. Clogs have been around for hundreds of years.
Okay.
So they're just modern materials.
All right, I got mine.
Yes, what is
Ooh,
it?
yeah, let's
I
hear this.
want to say, and don't. This is not like a general thing, but like fancy bar soap. Like I don't know. I feel like that trend's gonna die soon.
You know what's?
personally.
It's funny you say that actually because I'm like I've gotten really into like hygiene products and stuff lately,
Mm-hmm.
but I also actively realize like so much of the things they write is like bullshit. Like it'd be like
Yep.
iodized fucking eucalyptus infused with lavender and dipped in tea
Yes.
tree oil. And I'm like,
It's like all lies.
is it really all those things though, or is it just?
Well, it's
you
either
know,
that or they're putting too much in it.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like 47 ingredients, and I'm like, so what am I going to smell like after this?
Gotta find
You know,
out.
And how much is it going to actually clean me up? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, I don't really use bar soap like that.
I feel like by extension that kind of goes to the same thing with like the hype over like essential oils
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And people,
so guilty,
my,
dude.
my son's got COVID. I gave him, some tea tree oil and he didn't get better. What do I do?
Listen, sir.
Oh yeah,
We don't talk about
tea
the
tree
herbs
oil.
that way.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
well, I was gonna say I like wholeheartedly believe in all that stuff.
I am an herbalist.
Are you?
No,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me
Ooh,
wrong.
I like
There are
that.
But
absolutely,
that's understandable for COVID.
Look, there's a huge difference between actual herbal medicine when you consider
Yes.
that our entire pharmaceutical industry is based off of the the various uses of plants. But there's a big difference between the people who are online like spouting these essential oils as
Yeah.
cures for everything.
Yes.
That's true.
And,
I agree. Essential oils will not cure all. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
got
my
what you're
son
saying.
was paralyzed from the waist down, and he took
I just wanted to be
he
an
took
ass.
eucalyptus, and he can walk again. And
Oh,
people are like,
miracle.
link me, and it's like $12 on Amazon.
link me.
Yeah.
It's like the episode of Patrick and SpongeBob when they're telling the old lady with the old chocolate
Yeah.
that'll make her
Yes.
younger and make their hair grow.
Yes.
No, that's
oh my gosh,
that's
I
so
love
on point.
SpongeBob.
Me too.
Dude, yeah, it's fucking SpongeBob over here. All right, boom. What's next?
So, talking about where we think things are going to be in the future, let's talk about in the past. So if you were able to travel via a time machine to any other year, what year would you choose?
Well, why does it have to be to the past? Can it be to the future?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But here's the thing. You know what though? But the thing about future would be that it would just be like the future in general, because you don't really know what the future holds.
Okay.
It's true. It's year 2048, and I know what it's like. I'm kidding.
So
Like,
if it was to be the past, though, if you had to make
Okay,
the past,
okay, we'll do the
what
past.
would you
we'll do
pick?
the past.
I already know mine.
What is it?
No, let's say she can go first 'cause I'm not too sure. I was gonna say
I love the
but I don't
70s
know.
music, the clothes, everything. Like, I don't know. Just the vibe about it is super cool. The way they dressed, how they acted.
I could dig the 70s.
Yeah, I just like feel that.
I could dig the 70s. I would say, so I have two answers. The stupid, visceral, primitive part of me always wants to go back to it somewhere in the medieval times and just die in a sword fight.
Really?
It's something about,
Of
I'm
course.
telling
See,
you.
and I
Oh,
believe
yeah.
in past lives, so this could go on and on and
There's
on.
something about the idea of dying by sword and going out valiantly.
He just wants to get into
You
a sword
probably
I
fight.
did.
want to get in a
in a
sword fight
past
so
life.
bad, dude.
They
But
have, like
I
a
would
scar
really- I would
anywhere
definitely
from like
die.
a big scar just randomly. Like
They
I don't
say that
know.
your birthmarks are like how you died in your past life.
yes, I've seen that before. I've like
So do
I
you have like a
little,
sword one?
No, I have like
Yeah,
a
right.
little one somewhere. So maybe somebody took Arya Stark's little needle sword and just poked me with it.
I mean,
in
there
the
has to
face.
be a reason why you're so fascinated with it.
Well, it's probably because I consume a lot of media that involves a lot of that stuff. But
yeah.
realistically,
I see that.
80s, dude. 80s. The way you feel
Yeah?
about 70s, 80s, the fashion.
All right.
Oh my God. Like, here's my dream day in like the 80s. The idea of like going back into the 80s and wearing all the cool clothes and then having like a skate off versus some dude named like Steve or Brian for like some girl's heart.
Oh my gosh,
What?
that's so cute, actually.
Right? Right? I just go back and I'm like, Steve, we're going to have a dance off / skate off /
All right.
fucking car race
I
right
didn't-
now for
I
I
didn't
know
James Hart.
exactly who you want to see too. That's great.
I didn't realize you were doing like a day
Oh, yeah.
in the year that you wanted. Okay, so mine would definitely be in California, where we're in like an old hippie van at the beach.
Yes. Oh my god.
At night, having a bonfire, like I don't know,
Damn.
probably they were
This
like
this vibe's
smoking a lot,
amazing.
right? Like they're
Yes.
probably smoking a lot then, or like
That sounds right
I don't
up your
know.
alley.
Like,
I think
I
you're
don't
right
even
up
my
smoke,
alley.
but like there's some inner like 1970s hippie
Yes.
past life in me or something, because like I feel that, so that would
I
be
love
my
that.
ideal.
That does sound
Day
like a
in
fun
the
day.
70s,
Where
right?
would you go?
So I think mine's a little difficult because I would be very interested in traveling into like the distant past, like
Yeah.
ancient
dude.
Egypt, something like that.
Ooh.
Realistically,
saying.
I'm a technophile. I love technology.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to pick something, I'd probably go in like the mid 1960s during the height of the space race.
Mhm.
We were putting people on the moon. It was a crazy time in our technological evolution at the time, and I would just want to be a part of that.
Nice.
I've also always loved the idea of the 20s, but if I'm being realistic,
I was
dude,
gonna
Okay.
say the Roaring 20s.
I don't think I'd fare well as a young black
Ooh.
gentleman in the
Yes,
1920s.
you would
So,
be
in theory,
shot
yeah.
Or
In theory.
lynched, probably. Sadly,
Oh
so.
my God, you're right though.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
they hated you,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we were born now
I
because I
know.
could not. That's
I
why
do
I
say
didn't
that.
want
I
to
am
go
glad I'm
back
here.
because of that one reason. But if
Yeah.
let's say that didn't exist,
Mhm.
definitely like the Roaring 20s.
That's where
Because-
I could see you there.
Yeah, if there was no poverty and stuff too, that would be a little great. But you
Yeah.
know,
I say I don't know like how it would be back in like the 1920s, 30s, 40s, because
Yeah.
times were really hard.
oh
like
my god, they
I
were
look at my
so
ancestors'
hard.
pictures and they look so pissed and so
Yeah.
mad. I'm like, wow, I forgot. Times were really rough.
My
Like,
grandma
could we have survived?
literally was alive during the Roaring 20s, and I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
my
how is that?
my grandparents were too.
So crazy.
She would tell me that they would go to school in the morning and just grab fruit off of like a truck, and they would
Oh.
just eat a piece of fruit on the way to school. Like that was their breakfast, and it was the biggest deal. They slept in like the bed
Damn.
together, and there was like
my God.
5 of them, and then 4 slept in the other bed. Just all these crazy things. I'm
Yeah.
like, really?
It was a really
wow,
bad
we're
time.
so spoiled today.
Yeah,
Like,
but you know
We
what's
very
wild
much
though?
are.
100 years from now, people are going to look back and be like, I don't know how people survived with just what we currently have right now.
Yeah.
That's wild to
freaky
think about.
to think about.
Like, because we're looking back, we're like, oh my God. First of all, bro.
Well, the
Imagine
1920s
using an
wasn't
atlas.
even that long ago when you think about it.
It really
100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 years. So I'm saying, like, imagine now, in the 100 years from now, they're going to look back like, oh my God, all they had was this?
Wow.
And they survived every day? Meanwhile, I'm over
Sometimes
here like,
I
oh,
forget
my
it's
fucking Wi-Fi's
2022.
I know, me too.
I still feel like I'm in like 2007 or something.
2007.
I don't even know.
Dude, I'm convinced.
now.
I'm convinced that the world actually ended in 2012, and we're all just in hell.
Oh my
so I saw this like thing where it was
gosh.
like a different calendar, like and something
Mayan
like that, and
calendar?
it was supposed to be this year, and I can see that because I feel like the world is ending slowly.
Oh my gosh.
I
See,
hope
all
not,
that stuff
though.
is so trippy for me to think
I know.
about.
I
I'm
hate
like,
to think about it too
I'm in
much
2022.
anxiety.
Every day I have to like be ground myself and be like, I'm here, I'm in present
Yeah.
day. Like,
right?
I'm like, is this
this
all
is
real?
real.
because sometimes it doesn't feel real, right?
Yeah, once they, I mean, I already knew it was real, but once they announced that aliens were real and they didn't like trip about it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. Glad
Like,
to
just
know
like-
this is happening.
Right?
100%. Producer JP?
So, kind of similar question. But if you were forced to travel back in time to ancient Rome, and all you could bring with you was an iPhone, do you think, with your knowledge, with the technology in hand, do you think you'd be able to conquer ancient Rome, or would you probably like die on the second day and be done with it?
So,
All
like,
right.
conquer as in how? Like, what would
That
we
was
have
my
to
question.
do? Because
I
I don't
said
really know
force
much
it.
about history.
So I didn't come up with this question. However, I feel like we have a guide.
Loaded question.
We have a guide for this already, because I don't know if you've ever read Mark Twain. He wrote a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, which is basically this scenario. A guy gets sent back, he finds himself in the past, in King Arthur's times, and he was an entrepreneur. He was an engineer. He was a very knowledgeable person, and he used his information. He used his knowledge of inventing and technology from, I think it took place in like the late 1800s or something, to basically, set himself up as like a wizard.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
In back in the medieval times, because he knew how to make gunpowder. He knew how to make all these other things that they didn't know about then. He had foreknowledge of like things like solar eclipses and things like that. And based on all of this, he set himself up as King Arthur's wizard.
Wow.
And basically had like the life of his dreams. And basically took the place over.
What year or time, like, what was
So
the...
I think going back to like, as far as the question goes, if you were to go back to like ancient Rome, so think,
This is Sparta.
I'm just like
This question
confused
was
on what I
built
have
for
to
me.
conquer, though.
I'll tell you. So you either have to become their ruler,
Oh.
their emperor, or you become their leader. Like they accept you and they embrace you and they want you to lead them, or you just basically are like, I'm fucking running the show now. And you got to be realistic, right? So you go back with one fully charged iPhone, okay? This question was made for me because, first of all, I want to be back
He's
in that
like, let
time.
me tell you how it is.
I would
this.
own the Colosseum by day 2.
So I have questions. So first of all,
I got you.
I know, I have to know more about it.
Let's establish ground rules. On this iPhone, obviously you're not going to have cell service. You don't have a way of charging it.
Oh.
Do you have foreknowledge that you're going back? Can you load the phone up
Yes.
with all kinds of information?
Yes. So that was part of it, was exactly what you're saying about Mark Twain, which is that, like, so knowledge of the future or knowledge of how to do things that have not happened yet, that'd be a big part of it. I think the biggest tool of the iPhone would be the camera. Because I think taking a photo of someone in ancient Rome and showing it to them would blow their fucking mind. They would be like, what kind of fucking wizardry is this? Right?
And you'd likely get, strung up as a wizard or something. They'd execute you.
Or they would think I'm so powerful they'd be scared to do that. And then I would tell Siri to just
He's
translate.
so ready for this.
This question was made for me.
He
I would tell
knows.
Siri to translate
He's
whatever
set.
like they were saying. I would make it translate and then show it back to them. I would just constantly be blowing their minds. And the whole time I'd be very like stern about it. I'd be like,
He's like in detail.
I would take a
Yeah,
photo.
I
of
think
it
he's like
this.
going to do this.
I think so, too.
actually.
Dude, when time
Do you
travel
have a
becomes
time
available,
machine?
when time travel, first of all, time travel can't possibly be real because people would have already came back here by now.
I don't know. It's hard.
I see like
Hard to
videos
say.
and stuff that people are like, I'm a time traveler,
Me
and I'm
too,
like, do I
on
believe it or
TikTok,
do I not? Yeah.
I think I like saved one, and like none of the stuff that they said
Yes,
happened. And I was
yes.
like, yeah, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
You could. All right. This is. I'm not gonna go too far in this because I think about this question a lot.
Okay.
But like, the paradox of time travel is so fucking jacked up because like, what if, like, right now, let's say somebody came back, but like, there would be so many things that would have to happen to lead to that happening. But for that to happen, those other things have to happen first, and it's a cycle that just doesn't make sense. Like for you, like if somebody came back into the past right now
feel like with
and told us something and that
travel,
changed our lives, like
You
That
couldn't
would've
be
happened
human.
before-
You definitely couldn't be human
it wouldn't make
because
sense.
your body wouldn't withstand like the space-time continuum stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
and also time is continuing to happen. So these are not
Yeah.
just things that sit still for
Mhm.
eternity. So if
Exactly.
you were to go back, you would have to bring everything back for that to actually happen. Which means one individual couldn't just hop in a machine, go back and be like, hey, I'm back in this time because that time has passed already. That time happened. You can't go back to a point in time that no longer exists. And you can't go into the future
This
because you
hurts my
can't go into a
brain.
point in
I
time
know,
that
right?
hasn't
I'm
happened
like,
yet. I want to
So-
hear your thoughts.
I'm
on
in
it.
2022 still.
So let's clarify time travel, because time travel, future time travel, is not only theoretically possible, it's happening all the time. So
Yeah, this is so trippy.
So you have to understand. So if you understand, Einstein's theory of general relativity, where the speed that you're traveling actually has an effect on your duration of time. So and it's measurable. This is something that's constantly happening. If you put an atomic clock in a spaceship, and you accelerate that spaceship to any significant portion of the speed of light, you can't actually exceed or meet the speed of light. The closer you get to the speed of light, the slower your perception of time is. So if you take a clock, put it in, seal it up in a box, stick it on a rocket ship, fire it out into deep space at say 50% of the speed of light in a big loop, when it comes back, it will have experienced a certain amount of time that's entirely different from the amount of time that we've experienced having not traveled at that speed.
okay.
God damn.
So
Yeah, I'm
you
like-
can move
Still
forward.
confusing.
So,
You're high right now, too.
I mean,
So
yeah,
what
but
would
it's just still confusing regardless.
I'm confused.
so what would happen is that, while the clock in that spaceship may have experienced, 6 hours or 6 days or 6 weeks elapsed time since it left, there could have been, 6 months have occurred on Earth because we were moving at a significantly slower portion of the speed of light.
I think you should
So
be a
it would
teacher.
effectively
Oh, dude, you're so fucking smart.
it would be effectively, traveling through time. You can only go forward. You can't go backwards. So that's one of the major things about,
Damn it. There goes
if
my
we,
dreams of going back.
when our society develops into an interstellar society where we have the ability to travel, not just, within our space, within our solar system, but we can travel from one solar system to another, which necessitates the use of near light speeds because, the nearest solar system is several light years away. That's going to be a major thing. Like even if we did have a way to get back,
This is so much.
It's like
I
having
have
a
a
little
question
person on
I
the
want to
other grass
ask, but we haven't even answered this one yet.
so if you went on an interstellar journey, you would come back, maybe it took you 10 years to get there and back. There could have been 100 years that passed on Earth while you were gone, and all your family's dead, and your grandkids are grown
Oh my
up.
gosh.
So
Hey, it's like Interstellar.
yeah, which Interstellar.
It's a good ass
is-
movie. I
well,
love that movie.
That's actually the thing. The concept of that movie was based off of that real principle.
Yeah.
Which that's not.
See, I
that's
watch
not
good
even
movies.
Theoretical. That's not even
sometimes.
theoretical. That's measured. That happens all the time. Like and as a matter of fact, the GPS satellites that are in space that
Give us all
are
the good
actually
stuff.
counting. They have to have this principle built in.
GPS,
They're constantly correcting for that drift in time because they're moving at different speeds.
Yeah, and we're constantly going like this through time, space is what I
Yeah,
meant.
so you can travel forward in time. It's a real
I
thing.
don't
It's
know
not,
what I said.
it's not. It's not as fancy as you walk into the time travel closet and you come back out and it's 100 years later.
So much cooler.
Yeah, it's not like
It
movie
would be
time
nice if it
travel,
was
but
like
it's
that.
real.
I'm still not counting out my chances of going back into the medieval times and dying in a sword fight. That's
Allison
how I would
said
want
she
to
had
die.
a question.
Oh, so you talk about traveling in the future. Do you believe that we travel when we go to sleep? and in our dreams.
Define travel in that scenario.
Well,
like astral projection.
Yeah, I think so. There's just like dreams that I've had where I'm like not here. I don't know how to describe it, but
I can see
I've
that.
talked to my spiritual teacher about it too. And like sometimes they are a metaphor and you're actually sleeping, but then other times you're like actually like visiting people when you go to sleep or like.
Well, I heard that
soul
your
or,
dream
like,
world
whatever.
is a different realm. It's a different world. So that's what I've heard. And I can believe that for sure.
Right?
Because
Like-
I've had vivid dreams. And I'm like,
Yes.
was that real?
Have
That
you
was
guys,
real.
have you guys ever experienced lucid dreaming?
Yes.
I don't know
would say
exactly
yes.
what that is.
So-
but every night before I go to sleep, I'm like, just keep me here. Let's try it. Because that gets really crazy out there and I just want to be in my bed.
I'm one of those people that almost never dreams or never remembers their dreams.
Really?
So I have like maybe 1 or 2 a year that I can actually remember. However, usually when I do dream, they're usually lucid dreams. So a lucid dream is when you're aware that you are dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a dream, and you actually can almost like it's like almost like playing a video game. You actually have some control over the dream.
Yes, then I have.
That's pretty sick. You know what's not pretty sick? You ever had fucking sleep paralysis?
I don't
Yeah,
even want
no.
to talk about it.
I've never.
I don't wanna
I think
talk
I had
about
it
it.
once. Yeah, no.
You had it happen?
Yeah.
That shit is horrible. What
It
did
is.
it? What was it when it was? So for me, it's happened.
She's
twice.
like, I don't want to think about this.
It's
It's happened
don't.
2 times, and
I-
both times are very simple, but it was fucking horrifying.
They say that like you're supposed to like move around and like move as much as you can to wake your actual body up. That's what
Yeah.
like I've taught myself like throughout it. But it really supposedly happens when you're stressed. I don't know if that's like the same with you guys, but like it happens when you're stressed out. So then
That makes sense.
I
I think
try
it
and like
definitely
just
happened
like
when I was stressed. Because
take
I've only
some
had it like
essential
once
oils.
or twice.
Okay, yeah. And
Some
then like
sage.
yeah, meditate, do yoga before I go to bed and just be like, I'm fine. I'm good
did you
tonight.
like? Was it like an actual dream for you though, or what happened?
I don't remember. I just know when
remember
it's
mine.
in it, it's like so weird. And I'm like trying to like get help or get out of it, but I can only like just move my body to actually like wake up or something. I don't call that energy in.
It's
That
so
shit's
weird.
like
You're
far
like,
away.
When you came in with the good energy, I know I'm not gonna have sleep paralysis. tonight.
Yes,
Guarantee
here I
that.
am. I got an energy clearing last week. So
I love it. I need that. Hook me up.
I was gonna say, dude, you
she's
could use that.
amazing. My
When
spiritual
I had it
teacher.
happen, it was very simple, but it was actually because it was so simple that was why it was so terrifying. So I'm like, I laid down in bed and
How old were you?
Oh, this was like 2 years ago. Not even. This was very recently.
Yeah.
And I laid down and I remember going to sleep. And it's so weird because the experience is like, it's like partially realizing that you're asleep and you're aware of that, but also partially not understanding if you're really sleeping or not. So I'm sitting there and I remember hearing somebody walking around my apartment. I live alone. I live alone and I
really
sleep in
don't
the
like
complete
this.
darkness,
I
which
don't
is
like
usually
it.
pretty fine for me. On this night, it was not.
Get a cross up in there.
I remember I'm laying down and I hear somebody and I remember like
No.
seeing a figure like start to walk through my door, and all of a sudden when I woke up I was sitting up on my bed. Like I was just like, I remember like I sat up in my dream, what I thought was my dream. I sat up to see who this person was, and I just woke up and I was like, I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck? And I couldn't make out the face. And that's the part that I'm like, I wonder if that was like trying to tell me something. I would have loved to see if it had a face, what that face would have been. But it was so simple because it wasn't
That
some
ain't
monster.
nothing.
It wasn't making noises. It was just like a human figure that walked through my door. And I remember getting up and just being like,
That
What
was
the
nothing. I wish mine was like that. So
oh my God, what was yours
What?
like?
So
Mine was not even like that. Never mind. I
we
don't
got
think I've
levels.
ever experienced
We got levels
it.
to this sleep paralysis shit. What happened with you?
So I have had two of them. The one I don't really remember much. The one I do remember the most is when I was around, like, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years
Oh
old.
boy.
So I shared a room with my sister. We had bunk beds out.
on the top. Whoa!
I think my heart just
Me too.
went to my asshole.
That sounds like a medical malformation.
That's literally what I heard, and
Gotta throw the
that's
monster
literally
voice
what I
in there.
heard. That's why I think I'm
I think
having
you
a
just triggered Vic. Dude.
Are you okay?
No.
I think Vixen's
I was trying to wait for the right moment.
in religious circles they call this.
knees weak.
I was just gonna say that.
Spaghetti.
I think what you're experiencing is it's called an infestation
I think it's a
of a
panic
demon.
attack.
Yeah,
I think so. Breathe through
we
your
need to
nose, out through your
exercise
mouth.
The power of Christ compels
Yeah,
you.
for real.
I'm gonna start calling you Reagan now.
Oh my god.
Jacob
Two,
gets it.
breathe through your nose twice,
Yeah,
out through your mouth once. 3 times.
I'm glad she's here. You know?
I know all this stuff. I gotta calm
She
myself down
brings such
constantly.
good energy.
Start hanging out with her more.
Do the yoga, the meditation, the energy
Your
clearing.
demon's just in the corner, pissed
Cross.
off like this girl's too fucking nice. I can't
damn
do this right
it.
now. But sorry. Okay, so continue.
She's a rose quartz.
Yes, I really am.
I love it.
My rose quartz actually broke 2 days ago.
Did
so-
it?
Yeah, but
you
I like
meet
actually
someone?
dropped it.
Oh,
No, it
okay.
wasn't like I like just broke. I
You're like,
dropped it.
"Fuck."
I'm
Yeah.
taking the vibes on that side of the couch so heavy right now.
Yes.
I'm feeling so
I need
good
a
right now.
replacement. My wife sells a ton of crystal stuff.
That's
Yes,
right.
she
Yeah, his
does.
wife is super like.
Really?
She sells them at Barton.
Yes.
Yeah, she does like the lucky
Really?
crystal scoops, like doing TikTok and everything. You
It's
the
amazing.
whole scoop of stuff.
Oh my gosh. Invite
can hook you
her.
up.
Where's she? Have her sit right
Jay, we're about to
here.
get kicked out, Jamie. This is going to
Like,
become the spiritual circle podcast or something
Yes. Oh, I love that.
soon. There you go. Go.
But anyway,
Sorry.
back to the
If you're
story.
capable,
Yeah, if you're capable.
Yeah,
to the
no,
rest of the
okay.
story.
So anyway, it was like the middle of the night and my sister was asleep. Like I said, she's on the bottom bunk, I'm on the top bunk. And then like all of a sudden like I wake up and I don't even know, like I just saw like the flames of hell like surrounding me and I just saw these like blurry black figures walking like it was like
Dude,
I
that's
could walk them.
horrific.
And then like at the end of it there was like this like weird like statue looking thing and I'm pretty sure that was the throne and then all of a sudden I hear this like that voice. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Oh my god. Victoria, I'm gonna fucking cry. Victoria. But yeah.
Throw the pillow at the bird cage. It's
I
literally
love how
what I
we
had.
do a monster voice when we have the monster effect on. Like, it makes a difference. We always do that. I don't know. I thought that was funny.
But yeah, all I hear is like, take the pillow and throw it at the bird cage. And I'm like, what the fuck? And
Have
then,
you
like,
wondered your whole life what that meant? Do you still wonder what that means, maybe?
I do. Because I don't understand.
That's crazy.
I don't-
I would be
I don't-
fucking drowning
I'm
in that.
shocked.
thought
So like,
24/7.
yeah, no, and I was like, no. Like I legit said, no, I'm not fucking doing that. And it was like, throw the fucking throw the pillow at the fucking
Yeah.
bird cage. I'm like, bro, my sister's right here. I ain't doing this
Yeah.
shit.
Did you even have a bird cage?
I did. There was birds in my room. We had our 2 little
Oh
cockatiels
no,
and
no,
stuff.
not gonna hurt the birds.
No, seriously.
See, that's what's more interesting is animals are also like a big part of
Yep.
spirituality sometimes
Yes,
So
too.
they
that's why I
are.
was like, why are you trying to get me to hurt my animals and stuff?
Yeah,
so like I
bye.
just
You're not
felt
welcome here.
such
You
bad
shall
vibes
not
and
pass.
stuff. So finally I was like, whatever. So I just threw the pillow. It like nicked the cage. And then my sister woke up, turned on the light. She's like, what the fuck? And then like it all disappeared. And I was like, I'm traumatized forever.
That sounds
Now, were you
horrific.
dreaming?
No, I was literally awake. I was
Okay.
my
Oh, dude,
eyes
that's
were wide
10
open
times
and I
worse.
could feel everything and I could see
Do you
everything.
still
and
live
I
there?
saw that house burned down. My room caught on fire.
There you
No
go.
way.
I
Literally
mean,
caught
yeah.
on fire. We turned on the light, that same light that was next to my bed. We turned it on. One day coming home, my mom had such a bad feeling because it was at my concert. I was in a dress too, and it was in the middle of December. She was like, "Vic, we have to get home," because I was like dilly-dallying with my friends and stuff. She was like, "Vic, we need to get home. I have such like a bad
Is
feeling
she
in my
psychic?
stomach." No, you'd think though. She's
Is
a
that
super
somehow?
mom. And then what?
Is that in Carongsa?
Yeah, it was Berm Road. And then
You're
we
like,
get
I'm gonna stay
home,
the fuck
we
away from
turn on
there.
the light. I turn on the light in my room, and all of a sudden it goes out, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So I go out into like the kitchen. Like this was my room. The door's here, and this was the kitchen. So I go in the kitchen. I see like in the cupboards there was like a light, and I was like, why did somebody put a candle up there? I was in 6th grade. I was a little dense, all right? Not realizing my house was caught on fire up there. So yeah, our room kind of got destroyed. And then we ended up moving out.
Great. I'm
Yeah.
really happy you moved.
So yeah, and
Bye.
I've seen like my mom said that in the house she like saw a ghost figure put their hand like in her
Nope.
face. I felt
Nope,
things
nope,
like that house
nope.
was just terrible.
Dude, I'm
It was
literally
not
getting
it.
goosebumps right now because I've had experience. It wasn't
Yeah.
my house.
Nope.
It was my
So-
friend Matt, and it was.
I'm traumatized from that, and I still remember that clear as day to this day. And I was like,
Damn.
I was 6. Yeah, I was 6.
So I've got a lot of like early life like religious trauma. 'Cause my mother was very religious. Grew up in, she believed in possession and all these sorts of things. So all my like early childhood memories, like I was so terrified of being possessed.
Yes, I think that was a part of it too because I was very Catholic growing up because of my grandma.
Yes.
So.
Aww.
Yep. Yeah, possession's a real thing in like heavily Catholic households,
Mhm.
and
So I was
I was
always afraid of
100%
that.
like I was the kid who was like you have like an intrusive thought or something, and it's like, oh, quick, say a prayer. You're not today, Satan.
Dude, my family probably thinks I was born possessed. They're like, this kid's, as soon as I came out, they're like, nah, this ain't right. Put it back. Put him back up there. Say a couple fucking prayers for it. Bring him back out.
I don't dream often, but I do tend to remember my dreams that I
have every once in a while.
And I do have like one of my earlier dream memories was when I was a little kid, I had this one like teddy bear that was like my special bear.
Yes.
And I dreamed that my bear was possessed.
Whoa.
And it was
You were like, all right, time to get rid of that thing.
I'm done with that.
Yep.
Dude.
I've had like visitations from my like ancestors. Like I believe in like angels and all that stuff. And
100%.
I can remember like them visiting me from like 7 years ago. Like I can remember the date and everything of them like visiting me. And what they gave me, like my one grandpa gave me like 3 pennies and a red pen. And like
it just like popped up like somewhere and you knew like that was from them, or like was it like a sign?
We were talking telepathically in the dream, and then he like pointed and then like showed me like that was for me.
I love that.
Yeah, I know.
That's fucking
It's so cool.
That made everything that we just said sound so much better.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, damn, because I'm used to like, so I'm not religious at all, but I believe, like, I can't quantify what I believe in because I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just know there's some higher thing out there beyond us. I don't believe in religion in the way that like it's been presented to me in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But I believe in all that shit. I've had like good experiences, bad experiences, but I'm like, there's something. It's something. It can't just be
definitely something out there.
It's naive to think that we have a complete understanding of the world.
Yeah.
Right. I'm strictly a science-based person. I'm not a spiritual person at all. But the very first thing, one of the most important tenets of the scientific process.
Isn't true nothing can go beyond theory, technically?
Well, it's that you can't pre-assume anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you start out testing a theory from a biased standpoint where you believe, you're just going to find the result that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's confirmation bias.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that ghosts are real, you're going to go and try and you're going to go out to perform the experiment to disprove ghosts, and you're going to find what you're looking for because you're going to ignore anything that doesn't match that worldview. So, a truly like scientific mind will say, no, I don't have all the answers. I don't, there are things that are unexplained, and you have an open mind for them, but not those essential oils.
I sprayed essential oils on me before I left.
I was about to say, when you came in, I was gonna be like, "You smell like patchouli."
Dude,
oh my gosh, everybody says that to me.
Was it patchouli or no?
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm so glad. I have a patchouli spray, a sage spray, and a protection spray.
Some people get offended when I say they smell like patchouli.
No, I love it. I literally buy it to smell like it, so I'm like,
love it. Ugh.
I have to be calm.
Lit up some frankincense last night.
Oh, I used frankincense today.
A little bit of frankincense, a little bit of eucalyptus.
Like incense?
I have like a little diffuser thing, mostly because it smells good.
Yeah,
I don't really know if it's doing anything, but I'm like, it's colorful and it smells good, and that's all I really need in my life is colorful and smells good.
I feel that.
Yeah,
so
same.
A little dash
100%.
of lavender in there, you know what I'm saying?
Go to sleep, get knocked.
Anyway, now that we've gone off on our
we
Ghost
have,
Hunters tangent.
very much so.
Our next topic.
So real quick, which I'm only proving my point even worse here, is that we get off topic a lot, so JP essentially has to wrangle us in.
Oh, okay.
Very often.
I let you guys run loose a little bit. So actually, I do want to circle back real quick because we were already talking about dreams and stuff. Have you guys ever had those like weird waking dreams where you're like kind of half awake, half asleep?
Yes.
And incorporates things that are happening. It usually happens to me like when I'm first waking up.
I hate that.
Yeah. I have a very memorable one actually.
I do too.
Oh my gosh.
You share yours, I'll share mine.
It must have been like maybe 10. And it was so weird because I still can't really explain it. But I was in the backseat of a car. We're on like a road trip somewhere.
Is this a dream or real life?
I still don't know.
Oh.
Honestly. So this is what's weird. Just like the other thing. Like I can remember falling asleep. But then I don't know. It's like, how like sometimes like a half an hour goes by and you'll be like, was I just asleep or awake? Like you don't know.
Yes.
And I had remember falling asleep and I had dreamt that I was choking. And when I woke up, I was like choking.
Oh,
so
what?
Saliva?
I was like, I don't know if I was eating in my sleep or if it was just nothing. Like I just imagined choking, so I thought I don't know what it was, but like I remember falling asleep and dreaming something, and then dreaming that I was choking, and then I woke up and was like, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah.
That's a terrifying experience to
what?
have. Like, I would
I'm
not
gonna
want
meditate
that.
and do
pales
yoga
in
before I go to bed
comparison
tonight. So
to your demons in hell story at 6 years old.
Sorry.
But you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
What was
I
yours?
guess.
So
A point there.
the one, you know, usually, like I said, I usually have those when I'm on the verge of waking up. I'm a snoozer on my alarm, so I'll set.
What do you got, like
I'll-
5?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
So, you know, so I'll set my alarm for like a half hour before I need to actually get up,
Just
And
to
I-
be able to go back
yeah.
to sleep.
and yes, exactly. I actually enjoy that
Yes,
that time.
falling
that-
I
asleep
feel like that's
feels
when you
so
have the
good, dude.
deepest dreams. Is when you
yeah,
do that.
and I do, and so there was one time I think I was probably in middle school or something, and I had this. My alarm clock was like this little clock radio, had a cassette player, and you know a bunch of different things in there. And the snooze button was this one big button, but the button itself had fallen off, so it was just kind of like the hole where the snooze button was. It was like a fairly wide like slot at the top of the thing. And so I had one of those waking dreams. I was trying to get it to, you know, you had to reach down and like push where the button was. So I was trying to hit the snooze button, but in the dream, I dreamt that I had to like sacrifice the soles of my shoes to.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, so I dreamed that.
Your
Yeah, so I
soles
dreamed
have
that in
sho-
order to
Wait, your
hit the,
shoes have soles?
you know,
Oh, the
Yes.
soles.
the insole.
Yes, they do.
The
I
in-
was thinking like
the-
soles.
yes.
No, that's
yeah.
what he's talking
No,
about.
the
for sure.
you know, the insole, the padding on the inside.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I dreamed
was
that
thinking
in
about,
order
like,
to
soles.
snooze the alarm, you had to feed like the soles of your shoes into the slot, like you know,
Interesting.
like a money
Yeah.
machine.
Okay.
You know, so I'm sitting there like trying, like half awake, half asleep, trying to snooze the damn thing. I'm sitting there like pulling the soles out of my shoes, trying to feed it into that slot, and I finally like become fully awake, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
am I
yeah,
doing?
literally.
And, you know, poke it and go back to sleep. Now these days it's just you know, everybody you know uses their phone as their alarm.
Yeah.
So I just you know lay there and I yell Siri snooze.
Siri, shut the hell up.
Seriously.
Dude,
didn't know
I
you
have
could do
I have a
that.
toxic relationship with all the AI in my life, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, we had an Alexa. We drowned the bitch.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't blame you.
So
Violent tendencies, and you all say I'm violent.
You are.
my wife.
You are.
My wife had a bunch of health issues. She tore her Achilles tendon. She spent 8 months in a wheelchair.
Oh.
And so during that time, she was, you know, very immobile. So I took the opportunity, as one does, to make everything in our house like smart connected.
Smart house
light
vibes.
bulbs, smart
Wow.
everything.
Oh, what?
Smart
Smart house? Oh yeah.
I got a
Smart
Alexa.
house
You know,
is great.
we got an Alexa.
You're like,
You know, so she could turn the lights on and off. You know, she couldn't do it from the wheelchair. So we had that for I don't know a couple years, and it was sitting on the top of our dresser. And we have a water dish in our bedroom for our dogs. And I've never seen like
that little.
so. I thought it was fine. I never had a problem. My wife and Alexa did not get along.
Oh no.
Because my wife, I guess, could never speak in the correct tone of voice to get her to listen.
Okay.
And
Sounds so funny.
It would be she would got so frustrated, and because I never had a problem with it, you know, my wife would be like, "You tell your girlfriend over there to turn the fucking light on," and you know, and I'd be like, "Alexa, bedroom light on," and my wife would just sit there and
That's
mumble,
just
like,
so weird.
My wife would be like that bitch, you know.
I literally did that before I came here. I'm
Yeah.
not even joking.
So at one point, one of our cats jumped up onto the dresser
Oh no.
and knocked the Amazon Echo off the dresser
And into the
and
bowl.
straight into the bowl
Whoa.
of water.
Drowned.
That
And
wasn't by accident.
And my wife was so excited. She's like, "Finally, we drowned
Oh
the
my
bitch."
gosh.
Dead.
I don't blame her. That's
Yeah.
that's the types of vibes that I'm having with Alexa
And then we
Oh my
switched
God.
everything over to Siri, and it's been fine since.
for now.
For now.
Wow.
What's next on the list?
So this is actually the last question. So
Are we not? Are we doing the name? Or are we doing the other one?
Actually, no. Yeah. There are two more. So
You remember?
if your name,
No, I looked.
yeah.
You think I can remember that? Oh, that was sweet.
I
of
didn't.
him.
That's why I was surprised.
You were like, oh, you do
I
have
was
a brain.
taken aback.
if you could choose what your name was, what would your name be?
I love that. Well, did you guys
Well, first of all, is everybody happy with their name?
now? Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not.
impartial.
But I'm not. You said.
I
I'm
like
partial
my
to
name.
my name.
I think my name's very pretty.
Your
So,
name's cool.
yeah. Victoria Barringer.
Yeah.
Like Victoria's Secret.
Exactly. Yes. My name is actually quite long. I'm still legally married. I'm in the middle of a divorce still, so my name is technically Victoria Erin Cecilia Berenger Hall.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I also have a Catholic
regal
name.
As fuck, dude.
Well,
You
sounds
sound
like
like
Yes.
a duchess. What the hell? Can you say that again?
Victoria Erin Cecilia Berenger Hall.
And
It
now
does.
presenting
I feel
Victoria
like if you-
Erin Cecilia Berenger Hall.
I feel like if you have a name that long with that many names, you need to say it in like a Spanish accent.
Victoria Erin
Like
Cecilia
Esteban from
Berenger Hall.
fucking
No,
Three
that
Lions
sounds
of
so
Zack
bad.
That sounds
Yes,
Italianish.
yes, Mamma mia. Bree, you can fucking slap me when I get to New Mexico next week.
Ooh, New Mexico.
So you wouldn't,
Yeah,
if you
that's where
had to
I
change
lived.
it, what would you pick? If you had to, I never like.
If I had to change it,
Yeah.
Calliope. That's just his name.
Dude,
I
that's
really
such
like.
a fucking good name.
Where is that from?
Greek
Grey's
mythology.
Anatomy.
Oh,
Grey's Anatomy.
Whoa. Grey's Anatomy.
is it not from there?
It is.
I know that that's not what. It's actually from Greek mythology.
Well, I got it from Grey's Anatomy.
Who the hell in Grey's Anatomy was named Calliope? That's so cool.
Her name is Callie. She married George, and then she also married Arizona. She had a
Wait,
baby
these
named
names.
Sophia.
Dude, Calliope's a sick ass
Yeah,
name.
what?
Dude.
I love
so
that
pretty.
name.
But she goes by Callie too, and I love that.
Callie,
Yeah, that's
I
a
love
sick-ass
Callie.
name.
Right? It's so pretty. I love that.
I like
So,
that. I
that
never
would be
really like.
mine. That would
So
be mine.
you know what's funny? Like when I was younger, I have no idea where this came from, and I would not want to be named this now. But like when I was like a teenager,
Trevor?
I wanted to be Corey.
Corey, that's so not you.
Corey.
That's
Not
like
at all.
basic.
Not at
Sorry,
all.
Corey.
You know what it was? You know what it was? I was watching a lot of Corey in the House. At that
Corey
point.
in the house.
Oh.
He
And I was
wanted to
like,
be
I could
Corey
be a
in the
Corey because I
house.
felt like I looked like Kyle
Yes.
Massey, which I do. So I was like, I could
You
be a Corey.
kind of do.
And then I've
Yeah.
had so many people call me Derek.
When you were younger, you definitely did.
Derek.
I've had a lot of people be like, Derek. So you know what's funny too? Now I'll call, like if I call to order food and they don't understand my name, I just roll with it. Like I'll be like,
Do you
Devin, and
really?
they'll be like, Kevin, I'll be like, yes. And I've had like Derek and I've had like other names and I'll always just be like, yes, that's it.
Dijon mustard.
So I think my wife may have told you once, but for when you and I first met, she misheard your name or she misremembered your name, and for months she thought of you as Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah, if I
Stop.
call someone, I'm like, yeah,
Nice.
I'm ordering food for Devin. And they're like, Dylan. I'm like, yep.
Dylan with the
That's
Y or Dylan with two
wild.
L's?
That's all of the above. But I'm like, is it just because I don't pronounce it right? Am I not enunciating my name?
What would
right?
you
Say
want
it.
your name?
But say how you say your
I'll be
name.
like, I'm placing an order for Devin. I think
Devin.
Yeah, that sounds like
pretty-
Devin.
Devin.
Yeah, but I talk pretty fast a lot of the
Devon.
time. No, that wasn't
I don't
probably.
see how like it could
really
be
accurate.
anything but
Yeah.
Devin.
I can understand Derek, Evan, Kevin.
Evan,
Maybe
maybe.
Evan,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
better.
not anything else.
Yeah, I've had some wild. I've had Dennis.
Dennis.
I know people
Dennis.
mispronounce your name.
Dennis.
I've observed
Devon.
people call you
Yeah.
Devon.
I've
It
heard
happens a
many
lot.
people.
You know, but a
That's
lot of times
funny.
I won't correct people either.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
I
that's my
won't.
name.
Or I'll correct them without telling them. Like they'll be like Devon, and I'll be like, yeah, so it's DEVON, Devin. And then but I won't say that they said it wrong the first time, and then they'll be like,
Oh,
they're
shit.
wondering if they said it wrong the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just like I like chaos, you know.
I like
That's why I
chaos.
go by 2 letters because people can't get my name right.
Yeah.
I want to
At
know your
all.
full name.
So my
People call you
name
PJ?
is yes, I get that. So my name is Jean Paul. It's
But-
one.
oh my gosh, like Sean Paul.
Well, it's so it's
Sean
JON
Bud.
hyphen
Gotta go.
PAUL. So just like
Hold
Pope
on
Jean
the way
Paul. Because
to
again,
death.
my mother was heavily Catholic. So Jean Paul. And this is where it annoys me because it's Jean, not John. There's no H in it.
John
So
Paul.
Jean Paul.
It's pronounced
Jean
Jean.
Paul.
Jean
Yeah,
Paul.
which I grew up in New
Jacques.
Orleans, which is very heavily French
Jacques Cousteau.
influence. Down there, most people could get it correct.
okay.
Anywhere else, it's first of all, it's a single name, so it's Jean Paul, one word.
I
okay?
love that. I've never met anybody with that
Right?
name.
And people would
Regal.
pick one, and they're like, "Hey, John," like, no.
Dude,
I feel like I would
could
say,
not
"Hey,
imagine
John,"
calling you
honestly.
John.
People
Hey,
call me
I
John.
would think it's like John Paul.
People call me John. People call me Paul.
Johnny.
I've never gotten that. Thank God.
Oh,
'cause I would
boy.
punch somebody.
My grandpa's name was John. I love that name.
But, and then I'm like, okay, well, you guys can't manage to get this correct. You either mispronounce it or you just call me John or you just call me Paul. So I'm going to go by JP.
I love that.
'Cause
That's
simple.
like
It's 2 letters. People still fuck it up.
Oh.
So it's JP, it's PJ, it's JR, it's JT.
JR.
JT.
ow, it's JP.
Yes. One would think it would be that simple. Apparently it isn't.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
no, I am not a fan of my name. I would change it. I have no idea what I would change it to, but it would not be Jean-Paul.
Okay, wow. You feel strongly about
Yes.
that.
I'm not a fan of the
I've had
current name.
40 years almost to ponder.
Wow. Growing up, I wanted my name to be Reese after
Ooh.
Reese Witherspoon because I loved
love
her.
that,
Okay.
yes.
So I was in 4th grade and I made my art portfolio Reese. And the teacher was like, "Who's Reese?"
Who's
I'm like,
Reese?
"Me." And then I like the name Kelly, so I had people call me Kelly.
Okay.
Weird. I have no
Let's say
idea why.
That's so interesting.
And then I had a family friend whose name was Ziggy. So
Oh,
I
that's
wanted
cool.
my name to be Ziggy.
That's still.
And then I like the name Natalie, but I wouldn't want any of those names because I like Allison, who I am now.
I love that. Yes.
There you go. I
You're
dig
like,
that.
I am.
I could dig
I
that.
am
the way I
me.
am.
But I
Yes.
didn't like the nicknames like Allie or my family calls me Al sometimes, which is fine.
I was
but
gonna
don't
say,
like
what do you like to
Allie.
be called? Because when people have like abbreviations for the names, like you, for example, you hate Tori, right?
I'm not a fan of it.
What
but
about Vicky?
I hate Vicky.
I know, I wouldn't like that
Vicky's
either.
the worst. I go by Vic or Victoria, to be honest.
Yeah.
But my coworkers call me Tori, so I kind of got used to that at that point.
Oh, but if
Like,
you don't
what
like
about
it, you
you?
should tell them.
Oh no, I did, and they said that they would stop, and I was like, nah, yeah, they're okay.
Keep
You're
it
used to
going.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's all right.
I just like
feel
Allison.
privileged about it.
Nothing else. Like just Allison.
Yeah.
So you like to be called the whole name?
Yeah,
You
the
know,
whole
it's so
name.
funny because I would like. You ever wonder how certain abbreviations come from certain names?
Yes.
Like the big one. How the hell do you get Dick out of Richard?
Oh.
understand that.
I don't understand that either.
How do you even get Bill out of William?
Yeah.
How the fuck does that make sense?
Ah. What else?
You really
is
want to
there?
annoy somebody named William? Call them Billiam.
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 Yeah.
Not like Willie or Will or
Willis. Something
Oh,
that's not
Willis,
their actual name, but
yeah.
it sounds like
I don't
it.
think
Just
I
call
would
him
like
Billiam.
being called Willie.
Willie. Unless you're
No.
one-eyed Willie. What's that from, Vic?
Hold on.
I don't know what it's from.
Hold on.
You don't either?
Hold on.
One
the
Eye
Goonies?
Willie?
Yes.
I knew
Oh.
it.
Dude, David.
Oh, we haven't done. You know
Oh,
what
wait,
I'm
wait,
thinking about?
alright,
We
wait.
haven't done our.
Sorry,
our
mid-episode
thing.
handshake. Let's
I
try
already
it.
forgot it. We haven't done it in a while.
You could do this. I believe in you. Nope. You literally.
Oh, why is he like
Already
rocket
messed it up.
power? I feel like
Already
they always used
messed
to
it
do
up.
That.
I'm gonna give you another chance though. Okay. Nope. It's
That looks like rocket power.
that was close. Wiggy.
Yes,
Rocket Power.
I love rocket power.
I love how
glad
you
that I don't know
literally
what it is.
messed it up on the exactly the first step.
I told you I would.
But it's alright though. We got it down pat the second time.
Yeah.
We haven't
I'm
done it in
impressed.
like 4 weeks.
It's been a while. Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah,
about
we've
it.
I'm
been
glad I
good.
got
when
to
saw
witness it
something.
like in person.
Well, hopefully it'll be better next time.
It won't. It probably won't be.
It probably won't.
Oh.
Anything
It's
else left
okay.
on the list?
Yeah,
We have one
there's
more.
one more item. So, what is the tiniest deal breaker
this is a
for
good one.
you in a relationship or friendship?
Yeah.
What do you consider tiny?
I was gonna say, I feel like
Wait,
there's
I mean,
so
there's-
many.
There's obviously there are big deal breakers,
Like,
cheating or
Oh, okay. I thought
you
you were
know-
probably like, yeah, I would say either cheating, biting your nails. Like, there's two different
Yeah.
Biting your
spectrums here.
nails?
It's gotta
Are
be-
you cheating or in the same sentence?
No, I said there's two different
yeah.
spectrums.
So let's say
Jeez.
let's
I flew off the handle. I apologize.
instead of saying tiny, let's say petty.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
Someone who cheats, that's not a petty thing.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a deal breaker.
understandable.
That's understood.
I
That's
could
a
tell you
deal
one right
breaker.
now, dude.
And like
If
friendship rates,
He's
relationships.
ready.
or,
He's like, let me tell
any kind of
you.
relationship.
You finish like a fucking a drink or like a box of cereal or something, and you put the empty thing back in, I'm going to jail for murder. Don't put an empty box back in the cabinet because guess what? Because you know when it always happens? It always happens in
When
the most
you really
inopportune
want
moments.
it.
It'll be in the middle of the night, and I'm like, damn,
That
dude, I'm
was me
so
the
hungry.
other day.
All we have is
Wanted a
cereal.
bowl of cereal.
And I'll go
Yeah.
in there and I'll realize my like brother or sister just put an empty cereal box, or like,
Wow.
and what's even worse though is an almost empty because you're giving me a
The
little
crumbs.
bit, but not
So
enough.
you'd rather
to
have an
satisfy me.
empty versus
Yeah.
like
100%.
a little bit left.
100%.
Yeah.
You
Really?
go-
I'd rather
you-
have a little bit left than the full
Yeah,
empty.
no, you've been
It's
walking
like
by that
teasing.
box of shredded mini wheats for like a week.
You've been thinking
and
about it, and you're like,
you know
I
what?
just
Today's
know.
the day.
Yep.
I'm having
Yep.
those.
And then you go in there and it's just, and of course it could be full all week, and somehow
Yeah,
the day
that
that I'm
one
hungry,
day.
the day before, my
Yeah.
brother's
It's
like,
like,
I'll eat the whole fucking
psych.
box.
Damn.
Terrible. Another one for me, which I think is pretty fair. It's pretty like
You're
probably
like,
for
I'm
everybody.
ready to tell.
I really don't have many, but like
I feel like I have
really
a
big
lot.
one. If you don't have a sense of humor, dude, If you can't take a joke, like people who are like,
oh my
who
god,
never joke around.
Too serious
Oh my
and stuff.
god,
you can't be
can't
too
do it.
serious.
I can't do that.
Cannot do it. But let's hear your boxo
well,
Dealbreakers.
mine would have to absolutely be something about animals. Like if there's any
I
like
understand that one.
weirdness about, because like I will rescue a cat off the street, or like if there's a cat outside right now, I'd probably pick it up and bring it home. So if anyone wants to like say anything that's weird, or like I can't believe you do that, don't talk to me.
Or I don't
Like,
like
you have
cats.
to, like,
I don't
love-
like animals.
Yeah,
Like,
like that
I
you're
don't like you
weird.
There's
then.
people
Yeah.
who don't like
Bye.
animals. That's crazy.
I know, like don't want any part in that.
I agree with that one though.
So that's one, and then two would probably be mistreating like a server
Yeah,
or like
that's
a
a good one. That's a really
bartender,
good
being
one.
disrespectful in that kind of
100%.
sense, or like low tipping.
Yes.
That's a really good one.
I
Yeah,
tipped
right.
somebody at Applebee's like $15. My friend was like, "Vic, you got like an appetizer," and I was like, "Yeah, so she
but
probably
that's
dealt with
so-
somebody."
It says
yeah,
so much about the person.
I was like, she probably
even
dealt
at-
with so much today because
Yes.
Yeah,
she's
I
also a
feel
really
like-
good server.
I feel
so
like both of those are a really good way of gauging
Yes.
how a person really is. Because a lot of times,
Yes.
especially if it's, if it's somebody you're meeting for a date or something like that, of course they're going to be putting on a good face for you.
Yes.
But if they're dismissive towards other people, or or
Yeah, you're
dismissive towards
right.
animals, that they're showing you their true selves.
Yes.
Yeah.
agreed.
Do you,
So
so
it's
all right? Do you think you should always tip, even if the server was like terrible to you?
At a restaurant, yes, but at a drive-through, no.
But you think if you're at a restaurant and let's say the server was like just straight rude,
They were rude.
are you still
I
tipping?
won't. Sadly, I'm that type
Okay.
of person because I am paying for your service as well.
Yes,
And
totally.
if I'm being pleasant and present and you're not,
Yeah.
but if I'm being an asshole, if somebody at the table's being an asshole, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I've not
Then
done
I'll
it
definitely
one time,
tip
and
it.
it was because I've had experiences where like the person was just like, whatever, like, but I'll still tip. But I had
Yeah.
one really horrible experience one
what
time.
happened?
I was at an Applebee's,
Oh my gosh,
and-
Applebee's.
but it was in a
Apparently,
different state.
We love Applebee's here.
Yeah.
And so listen to this, right? This is like one of the worst experiences. I was with two friends of mine. We're on vacation in, I think, like somewhere in like around Boston or something like that. And we're out to eat, right?
Oh, so this was recent.
This was, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, never mind. So you go to Boston often, huh?
I do, yeah.
Damn.
One of my best friends lives there. So I've been to
Nice.
Boston probably like 8 or 10 times at this point.
Okay.
Let's
Great
go.
city you should
Road
visit.
trip.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
I've
Alright.
been like once.
Boston
lucky.
trip?
I want to go.
Yeah,
Can
let's
we?
go.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
Boston,
down.
dude.
I'm
Boston's like
so
one of my favorite
down.
cities.
Wow, really?
Anyway. So, yes. But no, we sat down, right? The person like took forever. They came over, and again, it's the little things. Like, I'm not going to fault you if it's like busy or crazy or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
if you
Most
come over
definitely.
and you're just like completely disregarding that, because I'm not going to make a big deal of it. If you're just like, I'm going to be understanding, but the person just came over and was kind of already being rude and stuff, like, didn't take, was taking forever. Then they like came out way later with our food, which was cold and incorrect, right? And like when I brought it to her attention, they were basically just like, okay, like they literally were
they
like,
didn't
it was
care.
like this young kid too. And again, I'm like, okay, I understand that you're like young and
If
stuff
it was
that.
like that, I definitely
But,
want
like,
tip. Yes.
Then I found out that I found out that the employees were in the back having a fucking pizza party. And
What?
that was
How
why it
did you
took so long.
find out about that?
Because he told me. Because the
he
kid
was like,
told me.
"Sorry that this sucks. I'm having pizza party."
Literally, the kid was like, I was like, well, I said something about it. And he was like, oh, this is what he said. He was like, oh, there's like a lack of like materials in the kitchen or something like that, so we couldn't make it that way. We've all been eating pizza in the back.
What?
That's what he said to me. And I
nice.
was like, what?
Nice.
That's so weird.
Right. So that was the only time I've not tipped somebody.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like if they are kind of being mean too and giving them that tip might make their day better. So
That is, see, that's also a good
Oh.
point though, because you're like, you never know. And I've always said, like, when somebody is like acting that way, it says more about them and what
yes,
they're going through than
it's
it does
always
you.
about
Exactly.
them.
So,
Exactly.
but it just most of the time in that scenario, I'm like, you know what?
but then again, you're paying for a service.
I'm
So,
hoping-
so it's
yeah,
hard.
that's
It's
true.
hard.
Definitely when someone's like kind of rude at the drive-through, like I usually like to give like $1 or at least that if they're whatever. But if
Yeah.
they're nasty, then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep my dollar.
Can't keep
Yeah.
that for myself.
But going out, I've never had a really bad experience, like where I
That's
haven't like tipped. Like nothing has been like so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was,
it won't. But
So when we go, we'll just avoid Applebee's, basically.
There we go.
When we go
yes,
on
I
our
think
road trip.
That.
Applebee's might be like the problem.
Probably is.
Yeah,
I've
but
had
they be
some-
having a lot of $1 alcoholic drinks. And
I
so I
heard
can't stay away.
that.
I can't stay away. They've
Yeah,
had
I
some
haven't
good ones.
tried any of their $1 drinks.
They have $1 Long Island iced teas from time to time, JP.
Ugh, I need to
Oh,
get
we're
that.
going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going.
You
we're
didn't know
going.
this? This is news to you? Have you heard about this? Do you know
No,
about
I've heard about
I haven't
it,
been to
but-
Applebee's
Yeah.
in years.
Good choice,
So,
probably, to be honest.
Yeah, I heard that. No, I don't. Should I say it? Yeah, I'll say it.
Yeah,
I heard that they
definitely say it.
microwave their food. Like they
Oh,
just
I
like take
believe
it
it.
just
I
from
can
the
see
microwave
it.
and serve it to you.
McDonald's does with some
Do
of their
they?
food. Yeah, I worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I know all that.
Can you
and I'm
tell me
still
what they
like,
microwave?
They microwave. Let me see if I can remember. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, so it's hard to remember most of the
wait,
stuff.
how many? I swear to God, every time we do an episode, I learn about a new job you've had.
Yeah.
I feel like I told you about McDonald's before.
You might have, dude.
This
I
is
can't
like
keep track.
could be
There's
a
been
whole
so many
episode
different things.
itself, like the secret life behind McDonald's.
Dude, you've had so many jobs.
Actually, this McDonald's was very clean because it was on base of a military base, so it was very nice. The workers were very good too. So the apple pies go into like a quick type of oven.
Okay, I could see that.
The only real egg that's not frozen is the one where it's like a round egg. It's not like the square eggs. I don't remember exactly. I don't really get breakfast from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or much food from there anymore.
Me either. I only get the French fries or like a chocolate shake.
Yes, I'm lactose intolerant. So I can't.
Yeah, it hurts my stomach. I only can drink a little bit, but I still get it.
Oh my goodness, what do they microwave? I think they microwave the sausage. The sausage wrap. That looks so wrong. The sausage wrap thingy.
Like the sausage wrap.
Sausage wrap. Yeah, the egg sausage wrap thing for the morning. They microwave that.
Okay, I could
usually,
see
like
that,
the-
but not like the
stuff.
chicken. I don't eat.
No. Oh my goodness, that's all the fryer.
You're like, please don't break my heart right now.
Hold on. Where did the snack wraps go?
Snack wraps.
They
Snack
haven't been
wraps.
back after
Back,
the
back.
pandemic.
No, it was during the pandemic that I
Right?
worked it. So
I love
they
the
didn't
snack
do
wraps.
the snack wraps.
I try not to think about it. It's
I'm
pretty
indifferent
heartbreaking.
about the snack
I
wraps.
love the chicken
I-
fucking snack wraps.
My, McDonald's
So good.
experience is the McDonald's breakfast. I love the McDonald's breakfast.
What do you got?
They finally brought back the breakfast bagels.
Oh.
I'm a hotcakes and sausage kind of guy
They have
myself.
breakfast bagels? Is
They-
it like
they-
stuffed
they
bagels?
beg-
Do now. No,
Breakfast
so it's like, the same thing as like the sausage
Breakfast
egg. It's like the sausage egg and cheese biscuit and the sausage egg and cheese, muffins and stuff you can get.
Interesting.
They have it as a bagel option as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
and then
love a
right around the
bagel.
beginning of
I feel like I remember this. I
they went
feel like
away.
I remember this.
Why
It
did
was
they
so
get rid of
fucking
so
good.
much stuff after that?
I don't know.
Maybe because of
But
importing stuff.
But they're back now. I
Oh, they're-
just saw them back like 2 weeks ago. I've had them like 4 times since then.
Oh,
Nice.
Good.
I
Treat
can't eat the egg
yourself.
stuff from there because I have this weird thing. If
it's frozen. That's why.
it's not even that. It's a circular shape. It weirds me the fuck out.
Well,
Like,
the round
also,
one
like,
is real. The circular ones
Can't
are real.
get down with that.
It's
Eggs
just in a
hurt my
mold.
stomach.
I know,
can't eat
and I
that.
know
I can't
that,
do the yolk. I can
but
do
there's
the
just
whites,
something
but that's
about it. Like also,
Yeah.
like you ever have like the fucking Oscar Mayer like circular bologna? Can't do it.
No, for that reason, I
I
haven't
just
had
can't.
it.
I don't know what it is. Certain foods in a circle can't do it.
Listen,
Certain foods in a circle.
how do you get to the size that you and I are with being that discriminate about the shape of your food?
Because there's a thing called German Bar Wonder Bologna.
Bologna.
What?
Something
German
about
bar.
Germany
Or
bologna.
sorry, Wonder Bar German Bologna.
There we go.
Wunderbar? You've never heard of Wunderbar?
No, never heard of
Actually,
Bologna.
I can't
Have
stand.
you ever heard
I
of
can't
the
stand
Halva
real
bars?
bologna.
Oh,
Like
what?
the real German
I love
bologna.
bologna.
I can't take it.
But I won't eat it.
Like,
Like
if I'm
just
going to eat
chilling.
bologna, it's going to be Oscar Mayer.
No, see, no, I can't fuck with Oscar Mayer.
I love cheese.
Ooh,
I
I
think
love
cheese represents
cheese.
dinner.
Dude, cheese
Brie.
is
So
so
we're,
good.
we're, we're,
Gouda.
we're gonna break out the cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
Ah,
Sure.
cheese and
Charcuterie.
crackers.
What's your favorite cheese? Favorite cheese?
Oh gosh.
Smoked Gouda.
Gouda goes hard.
Smoked Gouda.
I'm a pepper jack kind of guy.
Heat it up.
And mozzarella.
Yes, melty. Oh,
Yeah.
Or brie. I like brie.
Yep.
Mm.
Brie's good.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
What
I
about
like
you?
them all.
I
Blue
like them all.
cheese,
Oh,
Swiss.
blue cheese
Blue
goes
cheese.
so
Fucking
hard.
love Swiss.
We talk
mozzarella.
about blue cheese like
Monterey Jack.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We
Damn,
always-
cheese is
We
good.
always
dude.
have a couple
Go
blocks.
provolone.
Oh, provolone, duh. That's my favorite thing.
Provolone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love provolone sliced for sandwiches.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love
we always
cheese.
have like big blocks of like extra sharp cheddar.
Yes.
Like if you're gonna like slice some cheese and throw it on a
Yes.
cracker, cheddar's the way.
I
to
literally
go.
had cheese before I came here.
I love it.
It was
Cheese is
sharp
so good.
cheddar.
Sharp cheddar. Look at that. Perfect.
I
What
love
was
cheese.
the question? Also, I told you. Did we all answer the question? What
Yeah,
even
I don't
was it?
know. I got distracted by
last,
cheese.
last question was about your name, I think.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
it?
I don't know how we
That
got
was
to
like
cheese.
so long ago.
No,
That's
deal
how it
breakers.
usually goes.
Oh, the deal
relationship
breakers.
Oh,
deal
Yeah,
so
breakers.
that was
Okay.
a restaurant.
Oh, you
Yes.
didn't go.
yes.
No, I didn't
yeah,
go.
what
I
is
didn't
it?
go yet.
That's why I was like, I definitely feel like I didn't go and there was a question.
Look at you being aware. Good for you.
Look at that. I guess I'm not as high today. So.
yeah, there we go.
So my deal breaker, in all honesty, it depends on the situation. Because if I know the backstory on it, if they don't treat their mother right or if they don't care about their mother. Yes, that is a deal breaker for me.
That is
if
good.
you treat your mother wrong, goodbye.
That's a very good one.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, can't do that.
Now, what if they're too much of a mama's boy? Because I talked to somebody that literally brought me to their parents' house on the first date after we came back from a restaurant. And I was like, why are we going to your parents' house instead of hanging out at your place?
I don't want to
So what if
say
they wanna
anything
be
about
too
that.
much?
Wait,
but
what
it
did you say
can
about
be
that?
a red flag because if they're a mama's boy, sometimes they can't take care of themselves. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Amen.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you know what? That actually leads me. That's a good point. This applies to just like relationships period that I have with people. I cannot, and it's funny because I saw a TikTok just today. It was like this TikTok and the girl was like wife who
Oh,
you know
that
that
dance.
trend, right?
You should do
and
that.
she was like wife who like has very religious parents, something like that, and lives with her husband. It's like husband who has a different room in the house.
Oh no!
And one of my
no.
absolute, I just cannot get down with people like this. If you're a grown ass adult and you allow your parents to dictate your life still, that's a huge turn off to me. I understand respecting their opinion,
Yes.
wanting them to be involved,
Yes.
but like
to
I
that.
cannot get down. So like that same concept, like somebody who's like, well, my mom doesn't want me to do this or that. I'm like, you're fucking 30.
Mhm.
Yes.
What's good, dude? Like,
Yes.
what? You live in different
Make
rooms
your
in
own
your house,
decisions.
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
own home because your mom doesn't want you to? Bro, what?
Yeah.
With the whole mama boys thing, I actually was gonna make a TikTok saying, I call him daddy because I like when he dominates me in bed, and you call her mommy because you're a little bitch and can't take care of yourself.
Why don't you do it? That's so good. You know how many likes you'll get?
I'll have to post that
Victoria.
tonight. What?
She feels strongly about it, clearly.
I have
Wow.
experience.
Wow.
I
So
feel like I've
that's-
experienced both. People who were horrible to their mom and then
Yes.
someone who
Which
was
is worse.
Yes.
up their mom.
Yes.
Which is worse?
Uh-huh.
Worse to be horrible to your mom.
Listen.
Better to be have a great relationship with your mom, but it'd be too much.
But
then.
Yes.
don't you think though, and maybe if you two have experienced it, I imagine you have. I've heard so many like women friends that I have say like, when you have to compete with his mom, I
That's
could
when
not
Let the
imagine
mom
that.
win.
Yes, literally. Just
Strange behavior.
Oh my gosh. That's
also another thing when it comes to like
Oedipus
relationships.
complex. I can't. I always get the weird vibe. Like whenever I meet guys who are like that, it's always very Oedipus-y to me, and I'm like, it's just that's too close to me. And maybe part of that is because me and my mom didn't have like a super close relationship.
Yeah.
So, by the nature of it, like people who are super close to their
I was
family,
saying there's a difference
is
between
odd to
close
me.
and being
But yeah,
close.
sometimes yes.
Yeah, there's close and there's too close.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah,
if they know like every single detail of something, it's
Yeah.
just like very
always goes
strange.
running to them about
So-
everything,
Yeah.
takes their side over your significant others.
I have one follow-up question
Privacy.
then before we
Yeah,
close
none.
this all out. If your like parents or friends, family, whoever's like important to you, was like you're dating somebody and they're like, I really don't like you with that person. I don't want you to be with that person. What do you do? Do you like really consider, or if you're like, no, I know that I believe in my relationship with this person, that's what's important to me. What do you do?
I would take into consideration what they're saying and ask them why they feel that way because maybe
Yes.
I'm not seeing something.
Outside, yep.
Yeah,
Seeing things
so
from
I
the
would like
outside
ask
in.
them what they see. I would be curious, but I wouldn't let it dictate what I'm going to do. I would just have it in my mind of like, oh, okay, maybe they're acting like that and I was blind to it.
Yeah.
That's true because
So
sometimes
being
they
aware
know
of
better
it.
than you do because they're on the
Yeah.
outside looking in. Other times they want you to be with someone or not be with someone because they have their own self-reasons.
Oh,
Like,
okay, yeah.
I'll give you an example. I was at dinner the other night with some people, and my one friend and her mom were there, and the mom was like telling us, she was like, yeah, like I didn't want my daughter to like marry this one person, so like, and essentially that was the reason they ended up getting divorced because they did get married, and then they got divorced because the mom was just not on board. And I'm like, or another good example is this was a person who's related to me. I'm not going to say who just in case they didn't watch this, but like someone I
He's
know
like, I'm not gonna
had a
spill too much
baby,
tea.
and the kid's dad's mom wanted to be in the room, and she didn't want her in there, and she took it super personally. And I was like, I told my mom at the time, I was like, Ma, I was like, if I have a kid and she doesn't want you in the room, you're not coming in the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you ever acted the way that person acted, I would flip the fuck out on you. She was like, I wouldn't even do that. I'm totally like understand where you come from, but I'm like stuff like that. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like where's the line of privacy? Like where is like the space.
There needs to be a line of privacy for sure.
I feel like with everything in life too.
Yeah.
Like, let me be in my bubble and like stay over there.
Or, all right, one last little tidbit here. So I come from a big Italian family, and I
Okay.
don't like this. And I don't like it in my home, but I do it at my grandmother's all the time. Like, at my grandmother's house, anyone in the family can come in and out the door at any fucking moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people coming into my house. I don't care who you are, friend, family, whatever. Knock or tell me you're on the way.
Yes,
That's just
I
like a
agree
simple
with
thing to
that.
me.
I agree
and
with
it's
that.
very big to me, but meanwhile, and I don't do it to anybody else's house, but my grandmother, I'll just walk in and out of her house
Like, hey, grandma.
until the day
It's
she's
different with
gone.
grandma. I would do that too. No, I would not. I would
see,
knock, but like, am I coming
but
in?
my
Knock and
grandma's
then
will come to
go.
my
Yeah.
house, and they'll just like open the door, and I'm like, bruh,
No,
knock.
I don't.
But they're like,
Privacy, yeah.
nope,
Yeah.
anybody can come in, and that's traditional. Like
What if
Italian,
I'm naked? Just
I mean,
get out of
literally,
the shower or
like,
something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Space.
I'm like,
privacy.
trust me, you don't want to walk in on a lot of this. The activities that are happening in here.
Oh my God.
That's not good for anybody to see that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
So don't do that.
I
Knock.
do agree with you on that. I'm so big on space and privacy and like.
Or what about
Me
when someone's
time.
over and they just go into your fridge or cabinet and don't ask you? Does that bother you?
I can't.
That's not right. That's right.
Unless you say, hey, yeah, what's mine is yours, then that's
Yeah.
understandable. But yeah, if they
Yeah.
just come in, they just start
I'm still
eating
asking.
and
I'm still
Right.
yeah, I could never do
yeah,
that.
exactly.
I would always ask.
Yeah.
I ask, and I have
Always
a glass
ask.
of water.
Yes.
Right. I'm like, do you have any water?
Yeah,
And like,
Is there
"No,
water
actually."
here?
And then
I'm
stand there
thirsty.
awkwardly while they get it for you.
yeah,
And-
literally.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's good to know that we're all we're all keen on manners here.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. But I think we've probably rambled on pretty long enough.
I think so.
Cool. It was easy
We've got our
to
first
do.
guest in
I
the
love
books.
it. Yes, that was amazing. This
Yes.
was so great to have you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know
You
what
two
to
are gonna be
expect.
best friends.
but
I know,
already know
right?
that.
I was so
You can
nervous.
join in too, though.
I'm usually so awkward, so I was so nervous about being
Really?
awkward.
Oh my gosh, no! I'm
That's
so
why I
glad.
brought you on.
You
here.
have
So
to,
happy to
you have
be
to
here.
understand that normally like when we go out to any kind of social function and stuff, Devin is the social butterfly.
Yes.
Oh.
We are
Very
standing
much is.
awkwardly in the corner while he goes and finds people for us to talk
I go
to.
people fishing, literally.
Yes.
Does, yeah.
Like I will literally be at an event and I'll go find somebody like, hey, you should
Like,
meet my
here
two
you
friends,
go.
and I'll bring them over and I'll be like, all right, I'll be back with my people
So why do you bring them over to them? Just to like socialize, or do you like?
because I like to
we can't.
facilitate social interactions. for
We'll
people.
not. We won't initiate that
Oh,
ourselves.
okay.
I'm a
So,
facilitator.
like I
I'll
said,
get
We
there.
will stand
I'll
there
get there
talking
soon.
to each other awkwardly, and he'll just be out like flitting around. And then I'm like, okay, he'll grab someone, he'll bring him over, introduce us, and then I can carry on a conversation. It's just, I'm not going to initiate it.
Okay.
And then then we'll bore the pants off of that person, and by the time they wander off, he'll find somebody else.
Oh my god.
But you know what the downside is? If you don't want to be talking to people, I'm the worst person to go out with because I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
to be
he's
talking to people.
social
yeah,
butterfly,
same.
yeah.
Like,
See,
yeah.
and I feel like this would lead into a question that I'm going to ask, which you would which I feel like you're going to roll your eyes. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
You didn't roll your eyes, though. I'm
Capricorn.
shocked because science and astrology and zodiac signs are. So you're a Cap. Okay.
I'm a Pisces.
Okay. Water sign.
Gemini. Are you a Gemini too?
I'm a Gemini.
How did I know that was gonna go
Oh my
well?
God.
How did I
perfect.
know?
I love it
A
already.
Gemini.
Now, are you a June Gemini?
Yes, are you?
I am June 1st.
I'm June 12th. Wow. I can't believe it.
I knew it.
2 gems in a row.
That's why we got along so well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what does that mean to you? Every time I say I'm a Pisces, and they're either like, oh yeah, or they're like,
You're the fishies.
That's why I was like, oh, I talked to a few Pisces men and they
that's
were.
always the reason
They're
I
fun-
get a
listen,
reaction.
you-
They're always like, it's either gone well or not well. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
that explains it. And
But
I'm like,
you can't see. I play around with it. I don't take it so seriously because a person
Yeah.
is who they are. The whole zodiac thing is like fun to play along
Yeah.
with. I don't really
Yes,
base
that's
it
true.
off of anything. It's silly.
Sometimes it can be accurate, but that's
Yes.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But what was the question? Oh, Pisces
Oh,
men.
what- yeah, let's
you
go.
guys are just 2 peas in a pod. I'm so happy we brought you
Air
on.
signs,
I'm
airy.
so happy.
Like we're
Yeah, we
airy.
are very airy.
Water is water, and then Cap is earth. So you're like really grounded. So you, right? Yeah, you ground all. of
You are
us.
very fucking
Yeah.
incredibly
It's all
grounded
this,
person.
yeah.
But so
Yeah.
Pisces
center of
is
it
like
all.
emotional. I've talked to a few Pisces men.
I'm definitely the emotional person.
One was
I cried
like
3 days ago.
too emotional, like was too like serious and stuff, and I'm the opposite. And then the other one was an absolute psycho.
Oh.
But they're just how they are as a person. It's not
Yeah.
really their sign.
Yeah.
I'm the emotional type where I might cry and dance at the same fucking time.
Aw, see, that's kind of sweet.
Like,
Josh, we having a
roll
good
out.
time. Oh, I have I love how I said we're gonna end it. That was 10 minutes ago. But anyway, one last little piece here. So I'm going to put you on to this whole thing that I have. It's something I've been telling a lot of people about.
Okay.
I plan out cries, okay? And specifically a shower cry.
He does.
Now let me tell you, there's a whole process.
Wait, now I'm going to go cry in the bathtub.
There's a whole no, you should. It's a great idea. There's a whole
Candles all
process
around.
to this, okay?
Okay.
So
a man
I
that's
have-
in tune with his emotions.
We love it.
I go to therapy.
Oh
We
my
love it.
gosh, I love that.
Still
Yeah.
need to look into that after
I'm
I get
single.
back.
Anyway, so
You got his number.
so
DM us.
That's really great.
so I plan out the show. So I have a playlist. It's called Sad Joints, and I always start with that playlist. Right. I have a speaker in my shower every day when I shower. I listen to music because it's just a vibe.
He turns off the lights.
Turn off all the lights. Right. And then I go in the shower with my sad playlist playing.
You are such a Pisces.
and I think of whatever sad stuff.
oh
and I got
my
a
gosh.
fucking Rolodex of things to pick from now, right? And I'll get in there and I will purposefully cry, and it's like purging myself. And I usually do it when I haven't cried in a while or just
Okay.
in a while.
Yeah, it's really
It
good
is
for
really
you.
good for you. I was
So
about
I'm
to say, I
usually
used to
like,
do
okay.
this, so I can't even.
And it's funny,
say
was it you that said
anything.
it, or I can't remember if it was you or my therapist? But somebody was like, it was my therapist. He was like, it's actually not really purging. He's like, it's kind of the opposite. You're like actually embracing all of it and accepting it rather than like releasing it. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. My therapist goes hard, bro.
I'm a boss.
I
Shout out to my
want
therapist.
your
bottle
exact
everything up.
therapist.
I'm telling you, my boy
Yeah?
Timo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Aw.
and then I'll let it out. And here's the thing: the reason it's so great is because you got sad music. It's dark, right? Makes it
Got-
more
you
sad.
got the vibe.
It's raining, so everything
my
feels like
God.
tears.
Raining. It's
The
not
feels-
actually raining, guys.
It's raining in my
fucking
shower.
Wow,
shower.
this
Okay.
is really deep. So,
So
too
it
deep for
feels-
me. Like,
So it feels like tears, and it's just a vibe. And then when I'm done, here's the best part: when you turn the shower off, everything is steamy. You turn the lights on, and it's almost like a fucking
Sauna?
rebirth.
Oh,
Like,
Yes,
I come out feeling
I see the
refreshed
light.
and revitalized, and I'm like,
wow, I like really give you credit for doing that because that takes a
Right.
lot to
Most
like.
men wouldn't.
Exactly,
Do that,
like
too.
that's really like a
Such a
Pisces
Pisces
man.
move.
Yeah, he really is
Such
such
a
a Pisces.
move.
Gemini's like,
Emotionally
I don't want to
intelligent
feel it. I just want to be happy.
Me
and
too.
like
I'm like okay.
butterflies, rainbows.
yeah. And then I
Sunshine.
always try to encourage other people. I'm like, if you cry around me, I'm gonna start fucking crying too. We're gonna cry together.
The
We're gonna
waterworks.
cry.
Wow.
We're gonna fucking
Flowing.
whip this thing out together.
Damn,
Straight
that's
up.
deep. I do give you credit for that because that's hard to do.
Oh yeah. And then I'll just snap right back into my bullshit,
You're
All
like,
right.
getting back to it.
A man that's in tune with his emotions.
Yeah.
Like A1.
You know?
Fellas, take a lesson because
Take
y'all
notes.
suck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Facts.
Only on this part. I have nothing else to say. Only on this particular very small portion.
Hey, it could help.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, so thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks
having
for being the
me.
inaugural guest.
Yeah, I like really am so
you
happy to
blessed
be
the
here.
mic.
I'm so glad I could.
You
bless
didn't
it.
eat the microphone or punch it today.
I feel like I did see you
Proud of
kind of
you.
do a little something.
Yeah, maybe you guys
You were
just
like,
didn't
close,
catch it.
close.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get my makeup on it, so.
That's okay. These
That's
pop
your
off.
microphone now.
Yeah.
Wait, did you give it a name?
Oh. Hold on. Julius.
Julius? Wait, was that mine?
Wait, that's
I
yours.
think that's
Yeah.
yours.
No
Where did
way.
the Julius from? I was thinking
Julius
of like.
Jr.
That's how you got
Wait,
it.
I was
yeah.
thinking of like
Julius
the Rome.
This is Carl Julius.
Okay, I stole Julius.
What's yours?
I don't
Julius
remember.
Jr.
You, Roy?
I don't remember, honestly.
I need a second to think.
That's okay.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Clock is dun, dun,
We'll do
dun,
rose
dun.
because you said I'm a rose quartz.
Rose? I
Ooh.
love Rose. That's perfect.
Ooh,
You love it.
okay.
That
I love it.
Popped into
Well,
my
so
head.
that's- Rose, Carl,
that's your
and
mic
Julius.
whenever you come back.
Yes.
We
Thank
love
you all
it.
for joining us.
Yeah,
The
thank
trio.
you for
And we'll see you
having me.
Yes, have a good one,
Next week.
guys. We'll see you next week.